Hello and welcome to the Sarayaka Velodrome in the capital of Kazakhstan, Astana, for the finals of the World Series of Boxing 2013. The local favourites and the dominating force all season long, the Astana Arlans, take on the Ukrainian Otamans. Over 10 bouts across 48 hours, 2 nights of action here in Astana to decide the best professional boxing team in the world. Well, in the first 5 bouts this evening here in Astana, we'll see 2 Olympic champions and 1 world champion. Promises to be an absolute cracking start to this professional team boxing competition. There we see Derevyanchenko, one of the men to watch out for. There's been all kinds of breaking news stories leading up to this competition. And with one of the Olympic champions at first thought to be absent from the competition, but now confirmed, that's Vasyl Lomachenko. And then, of course, in the heavyweight division, we'll also be looking forward to seeing Alexander Usyk, the Ukrainian. There he is on your screens, the Ukrainian Olympic heavyweight champion, looking to bring the Otamans the competition in the World Series of Boxing finals here in Kazakhstan. Well, here we are ringside, and joining myself, Nick Fellows, is former super middleweight world champion Richie Woodall. We're just a few moments away from the traditional WSB anthem to kickstart this competition. Richie, it's going to take 2 days before we get the world #1 team of professional boxing for 2013, but this, the first of the 2, promises to be a cracking start. 2 Olympic gold medalists and 1 world champion in the 5-card lineup tonight.
Yeah, I think psychologically it'll be important for the Ukraine Otamans to try and get their nose in front, and that's what they've gone for here with the 2 Olympic champions in their lineup in the first leg. I think they'll be very difficult to beat in Lomachenko and Usyk, and so they obviously want to get the first leg under their belt, and they want to win that one and then go on to the second. That will give them the confidence then hopefully to go on and win the tournament. But Kazakhstan, the Arlans, are very, very tough indeed, very good at home, and I've been impressed with them as well. I remember when they came to London and fought the British Lionhearts, they performed really well, very, very strong, and they seem to have boxers who are very fit for the 5 3-minute rounds. So they've made that transition from amateur boxing 3-3s to professional boxing in this one over 5 3s. I think they've done it really well, the Kazakhstan boxers.
So the traditional opening ceremony for these finals here in Astana, the anthem, and then the presentation of tonight's fighters.
батылдарға ғана лайық. Шын батыр жігіт кетпеді сертеніп тайып. Келесің сен де жеңіске барады жолда. Шашалан саған тұрғы құшағын жайып. Жасыма сен арман күтсе алдан, қарсы тұрса да тастай қорған. Алан орбан ал сен арлан. Астана Арлан, сенің жүрегің боладай берік. Астана Арлан, шығала тек қана сен бүкіл жерге. Астана Арлан, батылсың болсын жолына серік. Астана Арлан, ешкімге ешқашан намысыңды берме. Если ты на ринге, ты мужчина настоящий. Пред тобой противник, силой говорящий. Концентрация воли, силы и упорства. Но победа в боксе не дается просто. Если ты упал, стремись скорее подняться. И ты умеешь нападать и защищаться. Астана Арлан чемпион. Астана Арлан, это новая победа, мечта зовет. Астана Арлан, мы сильны, если только будем вместе. Астана Арлан, мы идем, сокрушая преграды вперед. Астана Арлан, тут противник любой поражение найдет.
Respect now. I am cold, not confused. What is gonna happen? In the way I was trained, like it teach me all life. On the ground, he will lay to giving you low. When you claim your dream, winning on the ring, yeah. Then we were gonna sing it, winner, winner from Astana Arlans. Astana.
Лет с неизменным партнером и официальным пиар-агентством клуба профессионального бокса
So now it's
Astana
time to take a look
Arlans.
at the two teams in action in this World Series of Boxing professional team competition finale. It will be very interesting to see how this two-day competition unfolds. Let's not forget that Kazakhstan have travelled to the Ukraine and beaten the Otamans away from home and at home.
Источником вдохновения для остальных клубов всемирной серии бокса. Уникальный спортивный дизайн в сочетании с национальными элементами цвет золота, который с первого сезона стал визитной карточкой Орланов. Все это является частью бренда истинно казахстанского, так как весь процесс производства одежды, начиная от создания эскизов, заканчивая пошивом одежды, выполняется в нашей стране специалистами компании Big Fish. Сегодня в Астане мы впервые представляем коллекцию Astana Arlans широкой публике. И надеемся, она понравится всей вашей семье. Верховен. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening! Добрый вечер, уважаемые любители бокса. Мы рады вас приветствовать в этом зале. Дамы и господа, уважаемые любители бокса, пока мы пригласим наши команды на парад, мы бы хотели представить наших официальных гостей и пригласить их на ринг. Дамы и господа, встречаем вице-президент Казахстанской Федерации бокса, член исполкома АИБа Серик Конакбаев.
Welcomes to the dignitaries from both the Kazakhstan and the Ukrainian boxing federations, all part of the AIBA family. And of course, AIBA, the world governing body for boxing, recognized by the International Olympic Committee.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear citizens and guests of our capital, to welcome speech, we invite to the ring the president of International Boxing Association, AIBA, Dr. Chin-Kuo Wu.
And here is the president of AIBA, Dr. Chin-Kuo Wu, who will present his welcoming opening speech of these World Series of Boxing finals. And what a fantastic success this professional boxing league has been, with franchises from 4 continents across Africa, America, Asia and Europe.
Дамы и господа, слово предоставляется Серику Конакбаеву. Под ваши аплодисменты. The floor is given to Serik Konakbayev.
Құрметті жиналған қауым, қадірлі қонақтар, бүгін біз шын мәнінде өте керемет спорт кешінде кездесіп отырмыз. Осыдан біраз жыл бұрын басталған AIBA-ның жаңа бокс жобасы өзінің жақсы нәтижелерін көрсетті. Қазіргі таңда әлемдік бокс сериясының жарыстары өзінің қолдаушыларын тапты. Тартысты сайыстар ел көңілінен шықты. Енді міне қазақ жерінде финалдық шайқастар өтеді. Бұл біздің федерация үшін үлкен құрмет. Ақтық сынға ең мықты командалар шықты. Екі команданың боксшыларына сәттілік тілейміз. Уважаемые гости, дорогие друзья.
Dear guests and dear friends.
Сегодня мы присутствуем на большом празднике бокса. С момента своего старта всемирная серия бокса заслуженно завоевала свою нишу в мировом любительском мире. Эти увлекательные состязания не оставили равнодушными истинных поклонников этого вида спорта, придав особую зрелищность нашему любимому боксу.
Today we are witnessing a huge celebration in the world of box. Since the outset, the World Series of Boxing won millions of hearts.
Для нас сегодняшний день значим вдвойне. Впервые финальные поединки WSB проводятся на казахской земле. Это большая честь для нашей федерации, для наших болельщиков.
Today is a very special day for Kazakhstan. It's the first time when WSB is hosted in the territory of Kazakhstan. It's a huge honor for Kazakhstan Federation of Box.
И сегодня в финале две сильнейшие команды на сегодняшний день. Это Astana Arlans и украинские Otamans.
Two strongest teams in the world reach the finals. Those are Astana Arlans and Ukraine Otamans.
Желаем обеим командам показать в эти 2 дня красивый зрелищный бокс.
I would like to wish both of the teams to demonstrate spectacular boxing.
Дорогие болельщики, поддержим наших батыров. Алга, Казахстан!
Dear fans, let's support our boxers. Go Kazakhstan!
Уважаемые дамы и господа, следующее слово предоставляется Бахтияру Артаеву. Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is given to Бахтияр Артаев.
Құрметті қонақтар мен спортсүйер қауым, барлықтарыңыз кешегі жеңіс күнімен біріншіден шын жүректен құттықтағым келіп отыр.
First of all, I would like to congratulate all of us with the Victory Day.
осы мерекеге тұспа-тұс келген іс-шарада мен бекер емес деп ойлаймын.
I think it's no coincidence that this event is taking place today.
Бүгін елордамыз Астанада бокстан WSB версиясы бойынша әлем біріншілігінің ақтық сайысы үшінші мәртебеде өтпелі отыр.
Today in Astana we are hosting the third round of the World Boxing Series.
Ақтық сайыста өнер көрсететін Украина атамандары мен біздің мақтаныштарымыз Astana Arlandарын тек сәттілік тілеймін.
I would like to wish the best of luck to two teams which shown excellence throughout the season, Astana Arlans and Ukraine Otamans.
Жақсы өнер көрсетіп, жақсы көңіл-күй сыйлайды деп ойлаймын барлықтарыңызға.
I'm sure they will demonstrate their excellence and their art to all of you.
Осындай іс-шараның біздің елімізге өтуіне себепкер болған президенттік кәсіби спорт клубының Astana Arlanдарына үлкен алғысымды білдіремін.
And as the president of this club, I would like to wish Astana Arlans the best of luck.
Осы ақтық сайыста тек нағыз мықтылар жеңіске жетсін деп тілеймін. Көп рахмет.
Thank you, and I wish the strongest to win.
Well, good words there from the former Olympic boxing champion of 2004, Pakitar Ortaev. And now the final speech before we get into the action and meet the teams themselves is from the president of AIBA, Dr. Chinkuo Hu.
President Timur Kulibayev, President of the
Президент Тимур Кулибаев,
Kazakhstan Boxing Federation.
президент Казахстанской Федерации бокса,
Mr. Pravdiv, President of the Ukraine Boxing Federation.
господин Правдев, президент Украинской Федерации бокса.
Tonight, we are gathering here to see the best two teams compete in the final of the WSB.
Сегодня мы собрались здесь для того, чтобы увидеть две лучшие команды в мире, которые будут соревноваться в финале WSB.
To reach this final, these two teams have been fighting in the last 5 months.
Для того, чтобы добраться до финала, для того, чтобы попасть в финал, эти две команды боролись на протяжении последних 5 месяцев.
Now they are here tonight.
Сегодня они
Really
здесь.
demonstrate who shall be the champion.
Они покажут, кто станет чемпионом.
But I think both of them are the best in the WSB.
Но я думаю, что обе эти команды лучшие в WSB.
My best wishes to the boxers from both teams to compete tonight.
Мои наилучшие пожелания всем командам, всем боксерам, которые будут бороться сегодня.
I also like to thank the organizer for this important and excellent competition.
Я хочу поблагодарить организаторов этого прекрасного и очень важного соревнования.
I wish tonight every success for the 2013 WSB final in Astana, Kazakhstan. Successful.
Желаю успеха в финале серии WSB 2013 года, который проходит в Казахстане.
The competition will start. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Конкуренция была очень напряженная. Спасибо большое.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for our guests. We wish you a pleasant evening. Спасибо огромное, уважаемые дамы и господа. Просим занимать свои почетные места.
Well, this third season of WSB really has been its greatest and by far most successful to date. The only professional boxing league and team competition in the world, and to get to these finals we've gone through 365 bouts and 72 matches, and it's all to be decided over the next 48 hours.
Serік Сапиев, Ермахан Ибраимов, Брахим Аслум, Франция, және де Қазақстан Республикасының бокстан ұлттық құрама командасына туғыл қошеметтеріңіз болсын кәнекей. Уважаемые дамы и господа, в течение третьего сезона Всемирной серии бокса WSB 12 команд. Algeria Desert Hawks, Argentina Condors, Azerbaijan Baku Fires, German Eagles, British Lionhearts, Hussars Poland, Dolce & Gabbana Italia Thunder, Mexico Guerreros, Russia Boxing Team, USA Knockouts, Ukraine Otamans и Astana Arlans Kazakhstan. Боролись за первые места в регулярном сезоне, за выход в плей-офф, а затем уже за место в финале. Сегодня представители всех этих команд присутствуют в этом зале. Давайте поаплодируем им. 10 недель регулярного сезона, встречи серии плей-офф. И, наконец, финал. Сегодня мы станем свидетелями поединков официально двух лучших команд Всемирной серии бокса. Команды Ukraine Otamans и Astana Arlans Kazakhstan. Қазақстандық командамыз ақтық кезеңге шығу үшін алдыменен Аргентина Кондорс, одан кейін Мексика Guerreros клубтарының боксшыларынан озып, бұл маусымда да өздерінің жоғарғы шеберлігін дәлелдей түсті. Ladies and gentlemen, WSB finals will be held in the format of 10-10. That is 2-5 boxers from both teams will meet each other on 10th and 11th May. In a tie, 5-5. On aggregate, all the meeting between the teams will be held an additional decisive battle in weight category up to 54 kilogram, which will determine the winners and winners of the World Series of Boxing Champion third season. Дамы и господа, финал WSB пройдет в формате 10 на 10.
So once again, the format of these finals, if you're unfamiliar with WSB, 5 rounds of 3 minutes, 5 weight divisions. Of course, we work in a tempo-must scoring system, not too dissimilar to other professional boxing competitions. But the difference here is it's over 2 nights and a squad of 10 boxers per team, per nation. And they, of course, cannot box twice. And that is where the story starts to unfold. Both of these finalists, that's the Ukrainian Otamans and the Kazakhstan Arlans, have got their own world stars, but neither has got more than 2 or 3. Quick word from our expert here in the commentary box, Richie Woodall. We know the Olympic champions from the Ukraine. We know the world champions who are boxing for Kazakhstan, but it's all about 10, not just 5 bouts in the final, Richie.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Lomachenko will be very difficult to beat, but he's up against a very good fella himself, Samat Bashanov from Kazakhstan. You know, he's got a 5-1 record in this WSB competition, so he's really taken to these 5-3s like a duck to water. Very difficult to beat. He's a southpaw. He's got a height over Lomachenko, so that should be a really good contest. So yeah, there's some cracking fights coming up, and I think they'll be really well contested, and I think they'll be very, very close.
Very difficult to say. As we said earlier in this live broadcast from Astana in Kazakhstan, the host nation and the local favourites here, the Arlans, have beaten the Ukraine twice. It's common knowledge that the Ukrainians started their campaign really quite slowly, but gave a lot of their young boxers a taste of this WSB Pro Team format, and they quite possibly come with the freshest squad to this finale. And let's take a look at the Ukrainian Otamans. Gogolev is their bantamweight. In the lightweight division, Lomachenko, of course, 2 times the Olympic champion. At one stage, Richie, we didn't think Lomachenko would be out there tonight. He's back from injury, and that may play a significant part and role in the lightweight competition, which is surely the one that we're looking for. And if it's not Lomachenko, then we'll be watching Usyk in the heavyweight division. He has been so impressive this season.
Yeah, very difficult to beat, isn't he? He's got movement, he's got power. He normally campaigns at heavyweight, but with WSB, he's at super heavyweight here, 91 kg. Plus there he is there, Usyk. And yeah, that's a lovely hat as well. But he is very difficult to beat indeed. But he's in against a good kid, isn't he? Mihail Nistor, who himself has got a couple of wins over Clemente Russo, I think. He's beat him, Olympic silver medalist at heavyweight from Italy. So yeah, another tough one.
Birinci mavsumda ikinci o'rin, ikinci mavsumda üçüncü o'rin jeng aldı. Bir yıl maksatımız birev. Aldarınızga şırşılan yegerlere.
Well, understandably, our ringside announcer very excited at the presentation of the Astana Arlans, the crowd on their feet. Not quite a sellout here today, but 10,000 tickets have gone for tomorrow night's competition. Now, the Astalans have just been consistent, strong and powerful throughout the season. We have to mention it for a second time. I'm sure it'll be 3 or 4 by the end of the night. They must be feeling confident, Richie. Obviously, they've got the home crowd behind them, but having beaten the Otamans at home and away in the early rounds of the season, that must give them that little bit of psychological advantage.
Oh, most certainly. They'll be very confident going into this match over the 2 legs. Although we have to say that on both occasions against the Ottomans, then they didn't have Lomachenko or they didn't have Usek in the Ukrainian team. But nevertheless, to get a victory in the Ukraine against the Ottomans was a tremendous win. And then they brought him back here, didn't they? And they beat him here also. So yeah, the momentum is with them, and they're very, very strong indeed. They'll be difficult to beat at home with this crowd behind them.
No question, though, Richie, the star of the Kazakhstan team is Sergei Derevyanchenko, 17-1 in 3 years on the WSB. Believe it or not, he's actually Ukrainian by birth. I'm not sure how well that's going to go down back home. Now 27 years of age, but Sergei, quite a spectacular middleweight boxer.
Yeah, he's very strong indeed, and I think he's probably the most experienced in this tournament as we speak. 17-1 record in this WSB. There he is there, very strong, come forward boxer. Very, very fit indeed, likes to box on the front foot, will switch the attack, works the body very well, and he's got great fitness. But to top it all off, he's from the Ukraine.
Well, there are certainly no national team orders. These are professional boxing teams, remember, even though every one of these athletes retain their Olympic eligibility. And it promises to be a crackerjack. There's no reason why the gentleman on the far left of your screens, Alexander Usek, will not be in Rio in 2016 defending his heavyweight Olympic title. Very important night for the coaches, I have to say, because team tactics can be absolutely crucial in this competition. And it looks to me that the Ukrainians have definitely played their best in the first. Let's take a look at the boxers one by one. There is the Olympic champion, twice Olympic champion and world champion, Lomachenko. Barbevanov of the Ukraine, just 19 years of age, one of the youngest and least experienced of the Ukrainians out there tonight. Sergei Lapin, the light heavyweight, he's yet to win. But they'll all be resting their hopes on this man. Wherever he boxes, he brings a big crowd with him. Alexander Usek, 26-year-old southpaw, Olympic heavyweight champ, world champion in 2011. And one of their favourites, or guaranteed point scores. Of course, 3 points for a win. And let's all be standard for the Ukrainian national anthem. For me, the stronger team tonight, but possibly the weaker tomorrow. Very proud moment for the general manager of the Ukraine Otamans, Dmitry Gashtruk, the sport director Donastas Pishkun, and of course the coach Mikhailo Melnik, who's done a brilliant job with the Ukrainian team this season. Now here is the Kazakhstan team. Mirbulat Tuitov, won one, lost one this season. The bantamweight southpaw for the Kazakh team. Samat Bashinov, captain of the team, 5-1, the number 2 in the lightweight division. Toughest fight of his season up against Lomachenko later this evening. 17-1, 4 TKOs for the 27-year-old Sergei Derevyanchenko, orthodox middleweight. Seth is their light heavyweight. He too an experienced boxer, 3 years on the WSB. And the man who's going to have to beat the Olympic champion, Mikhail Nistor, Romanian heavyweight, will be last. And Sergei Korovchinsky, that's the Kazakhstan coach. A lot of experience. He's worked with the Russian and the Ukrainians. Actually coached the Italia Thunder last season to the team championship. All of that experience will be needed for the Kazakhstan team as we stand for the Kazakh national anthem.
Уважаемые дамы и господа любители бокса, давайте пожелаем обеим командам удачи и отпускаем команды для подготовки к решающим боям. Ваши аплодисменты, друзья!
So let's take a look at the bantamweight lineups. Tuitov up against Gogilev. Bashinov, the world number 2 in the lightweight division, goes up against the world number 1 Lomachenko for the Ukrainian Otamans. Derevyanchenko goes in the middleweights, and the heavyweights, as is the tradition, go last of all. 5-weight divisions, 5 3-minute rounds, I should say, for this final. And very important for either team to try and open up a lead here. And if you look at the lineups, you can't use the same boxers in consecutive nights, which is understandable, Richie. But it looks to me, you said it earlier, that the Otamans, the Ukrainian team, are putting out their best fighters tonight rather than tomorrow night, hoping to go into the second leg of this competition with a clear advantage.
Yeah, I think it's to get a psychological advantage as well, isn't it? To get their noses in front.
Уважаемые гости, мы приглашаем на сцену известного певца казахстанской эстрады Ербулата Кудайбергенова. Карсалайзар.
So before the boxing begins, a little more entertainment, this time from one of Kazakhstan's top performers, Erbulat Tenerberganov.
жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Мені жігіттер, керемет жігіттер. Мына біз жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Сегіз қырлы бері сырлы біздің жігіттер. Міне біздің жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Мені жігіттер, керемет жігіттер. Мына біз жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Арландай, тарландай біздің жігіттер. Менен үлкен кіші ал жақын туыс бауыр ағай. Шын көңіліммен мен сіздерге айтамын. Қазіргінің жігіттері, қолайым біздің жігіттерге жырдан аспаққа тағайын. Таныс әлде бейтаныс ба бәрібір. Үлкенге де кішіге де сый құрмет сәлем бір. Өз ана тілін қасіреген ардақтап таныта білген бір сырымның сегіз қыр. Қазағымның жігіттері кейде қарапайым жігітке тән сән жыр жазайын. Байсалдылық, сабырлық жігітке сән, кейде жібермес намыс бар дос бауыр ағайын. Ей арулары қадірлеген жігіттерді, бұл жігіттері жалғама үміттерді. Мұз болып қалған жүректі жігіттері жақсы қала төгілді үгітері. Туған туы жақыннан алыс кетіп, сапқа тұрып сарбаз болып әскер өтіп, борышын өтеп адалдық намысымен, қуаныш пен сағыныштың желі езіп, сабыр сақтап зұлымдыққа мойымай, шамаса да жаужағарға жасымай. Отан үшін жаны құрбан жігіттер, жау алдында қабырғасын ойыспай. Міне біздің жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Міне жігіттер, керемет жігіттер. Мына біз жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Сегіз қырлы бір сырлы біздің жігіттер. Міне біздің жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Міне жігіттер, керемет жігіттер. Мына біз жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Арландай, қарландай біздің жігіттер. Міне, 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 міне. Астана Arlans. Шап! Қанеке қолдап отырамыз, Алматының жігіттері арлан екен, Талдықорған жігіттері тарлан екен, Тараздың жігіттері жайсаң болса, Қарағанды жігіттері қайсар екен, Шымкенттің жігіттері шымыр болса, Атыраудың жігіттері арман екен, Өскеменнің жігіттері өрен болса, Ақтөбенің жігіттері алып екен. Жезқазғанның жігіттері жезтаңдай, Қызылжар жігіттері кең маңдай, Сайсамның жігіттері білекті, Семей жігіттері болаттай. Қызылорда жігіттері қыран болса, Оралының жігіттері пырақ екен, Ақтауының жігіттері асыл болса, Астананың жігіттері жомарт екен, Көкшетаудың жігіттері көсем дейді, Қостанайдың жігіттері шешен дейді, Аягөздің жігіттері төре болса, Түркістанның жігіттері имам дейді. Павлодар жігіттері бапшы екен, Марынқолдың жігіттері сақшы екен, Тұңғаушы құлақтарға алтын сырғы, жігіттерім сегіз қырлы бір сырлы екен. Міне біздің жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Міне жігіттер, керемет жігіттер. Мына біз жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Сегіз қырлы бір сырлы біздің жігіттер. Міне біздің жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Міне жігіттер, керемет жігіттер. Мына біз жігіттер, жігіттер, жігіттер. Арландай, тарландай біздің жігіттер. Міне, 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 шіркін япырмай. Шау! Қане, қазақтар, Arlans командасы жеңу керек. Деп, қазақтардың сайысқа сәттілік тілеп,
Ерболат Құдайбергенов, қошеметтеріңіз. Уважаемые дамы и господа, через несколько минут мы пригласим на ринг первую пару боксеров. А пока позвольте представить вам команду судейской бригады. Ladies and gentlemen, please let me introduce you with Judge Committee of WSB Team Finals. Судейская бригада. Мариуш Горный, Польша. Джин Роберт Лейн, Франция. Жерардо Боги, Аргентина. Майкл Уильям Галлахер, Ирландия. Дополнительный судья Амри Сингх Баси, Англия. Ladies and gentlemen, supervisor of final matches, David Francis Byron. Ақтық кездесулер 3 минуттан 5 раунд. Формула боя 5 раундов по 3 минуты. Енді жекешімізді бастайық ағаян. На ринг приглашаются боксеры весовой категории до 54 килограмм. Итак, первый бой в красный угол ринга.
So we finally get to the first fight of the night here, and this is Toitov up against Gogolev. Toitov, of course, the Kazakh boxer. Very evenly matched, these two. It'll be a very interesting start to the competition. Both young rising stars within the World Series of Boxing professional team format. Both with 1 win and 1 loss against their name, and both in their early 20s. It'll be a very close start to the competition.
Команда украинских атаманов уже здесь, живущая по принципам братства, доблесть, честь. Заложен в венах этот воинский дух, ведь предков имена произносить боялись слух. С настроем мощным они приходят в зал, и ни один ни разу не сказал, что он устал. Каждый день до последней капли пота, с утра до вечера идет тяжелая работа. Понюхавшие пороху, знающие привкус крови, они сбивали кулаки, превозмогая боли. Все как один сильны, тут не терпят слабых духом. Привыкли верить только делу и не верить слухам. Из веры в сердце, под флагом желто-синим, из гордости за казаков они черпают свою силу. Дух закален количеством из поединков, как волки они чувствуют соперника слабинку. Друг друга каждый как родного брата уважает, и этот братский дух в команде многое решает.
Тому, кто вступил за руку, помощи протянут. Смотреть на брата равнодушно никогда не станут. Спасибо тренерам, что как отцы родные, ведь их советы атаманам как святые. С верою в Бога, со святым крестом, за плечами пробивая себя пусть стальными кулаками. Боксируя без компромиссов, твердо и жестко, места бронируют на пьедестале чемпионства. Никто не сможет разбить стальной кулак. Атаманы украинские будут биться только так, приложив часы усилий и терпения. Достойно представляет молодое поколение. Команда лучших сердцем храбрых и отважных сплотила воедино в себе воина бесстрашных. Братьев по духу, ведомых одной целью, глаза горят у них жаждой боя и стремлением. Нет ничего радости битвы, назад ни шагу. Любой из них продемонстрирует свою отвагу. Команда украинских атаманов уже здесь, живущая по принципам братства, доблесть, честь.
Дамы и господа, встречаем Виктор Гоголев!
Well, at last, here we go. And the first for the Ukraine is Viktor Gogolev, 23-year-old bantamweight boxer, 170 centimeters in height. Lost his semi-final round, which hasn't possibly done his confidence the best. But he had a win earlier on in the competition, week 4, against Avila of the USA Knockouts. So, if recent form is anything to go by, Richie, Viktor Gogolev here, who suffered quite a nasty defeat in the semi-final rounds. Ukraine still went through, of course, beating Mexico. In comparison, his opponent, Merbolat Toitov, for Kazakhstan, won in the semi-finals. Ukraine beat Italy in the semi-final.
Yeah, big night for this fella. Hasn't quite got the experience that he would like going into it, to be quite honest. Just a one-on-one record. But having said that, his opponent here, Toitov, he's got the same, hasn't he? He's just a 1 win and 1 loss in this tournament. But this fella's tall. Tall, counter-punching southpaw. Can very much probably rank as the worst type of opponent to box against, especially if he uses that height and reach advantage, which I'm sure he will try to do here. So yeah, Gogolev, he's got it all to do, but it's this type of tournament that can bring the best out of a boxer, and I'm sure he will be confident going into it. But he's up against it, I think, against Toitov.
Well, I totally agree, Richie, and Toitov, who lost his his one loss, as we see on his stats there and on the graphic on your screens, was against Andrew Selby. And he gave Andrew Selby possibly one of the toughest contests that Selby had all season long. And, of course, Selby, an undefeated boxer in the bantamweight division this season.
Yep, I remember the contest very well. It was very close indeed. Selby just brought out some lovely shots in the last round, and his quality is exceptional, Andrew Selby. But yes, it was a close bout indeed, not a lot in it, and this fella from Kazakhstan did very well.
Well, Toitov, a crucial win for Kazakhstan in their semi-finals against Mexico to bring them to this finale. There you see on your screens the judges. And our referee from Argentina, Gerardo Poggi. Not easy being the ref of the first bout. A lot of support for Toitov, understandably so, here in Astana. But this is going to be a tricky match, a tricky bout for the Ukrainian. As Richie has already pointed out, the Kazakh boxer out of the red corner, southpaw boxer. And there is, of course, Bolat Mankinov, the head of the Astana Arlans, the director of their professional boxing team. And Victor, for me, Richie, just looking a little nervous out there.
Yeah, I think he is a little bit nervous, but it's a big crowd, a big occasion, and both boxers will know that the first contest, very, very important, obviously not only for themselves, but to get their team one bout ahead. So, yeah, a big one. The first one is always a bit nervy, and Victor Gogolaev is looking like a little bit nervous in there.
Well, the crowd getting a little impatient. It's been an awfully long build-up to this first of the 5 bouts, the first of the 10 to be contested over the next couple of days here in Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan, of course, since 1997, when it was switched from Almaty. We're in the Saryarkar Velodrome, built for the Asian Games of 2011. Just over 9,000 a capacity crowd here, and away we go. And you can see it's all about the footwork when you're trying to get inside a southpaw, Richie.
Yep, good start there from Gogolaev. He went straight to his opponent and threw that right hand, so he means business. Against the southpaw, the problem for an orthodox boxer is always distance. He mainly starts his attacks from too far away, or he can do, should I say. And Gogolaev is boxing very well because he's getting his feet in on the inside there, getting nice and close, and he's scoring.
Good counterpunch, left hook here from the Ukrainian, and I have to say, we've been tipping him as one of the underdogs for the card tonight, but he's come out ready to put everything on the line. Good start for the Ukrainian.
Yeah, he's well committed with this right hand, getting his feet into position. There it is again, look, and then he comes across with the left hook, so he's got to get a touch closer to land that left hook, but a good positive start from the away boxer.
Well, as we'd expect from the Kazakhstan boxer, Toitov in the black and gold shorts, trying to use his reach, trying to counter-punch. You can see just working a little bit more off the back foot, rather the Ukraine coming forwards, but also he's weaving and moving that upper body nicely to avoid those shots from the Kazakh boxer, Richie.
He is. Toitov has got to establish his jab here, Nick, more. He's just having problems with the distance, and there it was, a terrific shot there, just right on cue. If he just establishes that punch, then he can just measure the gap between himself and Gogolaev. This is a great opening round.
And so often, in the case of a 10-point must-scoring system, the judges like to see commitment from the boxer, and there has been no shortage of that from Gogolaev. We thought it might take a little bit of time to warm up, but he's come out meaning business since the bell went at the beginning of the 3 minutes in round 1.
Oh, this is good stuff now from Toitov. He's starting to find his range now, Nick, especially with his left hand, and it's really just because he's adjusting his feet. As Gogolaev is coming forward now, he's just taking a step back and bringing him onto the shot. So it's clever boxing from the Kazakh, but he gets caught on the inside there as I speak.
Yeah, Gogolaev, a good right hand over the top, wasn't he? And you mentioned footwork. So often the crucial tactic or the key characteristic to the success of a boxer. He's got some lovely footwork, the Ukrainian in the blue shorts. And that's what's allowed him, for me, to look the better of the two in this first round.
Yep, it is quite a close first round. Toitov boxing better now, but he's took a couple of hard right hands in the process. So it is a close one, this first round. Close first round, Nick. If I had to go one way or the other, I think Gogolayev has probably just nicked it, not aligning it at all. The crowd have played their part most certainly, but Gogolayev here landing with some cracking shots. There's that little left hook over the top. He's looking for the right hand all the time, but there was the adjustment with the feet there from Toitov. Good first round, close, but I think the Ukraine has just nicked it.
Well, it almost seemed to take Toitov for Kazakhstan just that little bit longer to settle. Good tactical play from the Ukrainian coach to have Gogolayev try and come in as fast and as furious from the opening round. Well, clearly the word from the corner of the Kazakhstan coach has been for Toitev to turn it up a little here. Oh, and there's a nasty cut to Gogolayev. Oh, he's caught it right.
Oh, that's bad.
On that right eye there. Really opened up quite badly.
Yeah, that's a bad cut, that is. I really fear for him here. The blood is running into the eye. Let's have a look at it. Looks a bad one though. Can the doctor just stop that flow of blood? If he can't, he may call it off. If it's running into the eye, we shall see. Bad one though.
Well, we're allowed to continue. Surely now, Toitev just needs to box at range. Use that jab, just keep peppering it.
Yeah, most certainly. Now, the tactics have got to change now from Gogolayev. He has got to go all or nothing. We're into the second round of a 5-round contest, and he's got a bad cut on his eye. And he'll probably throw caution to the wind and really go for it here. But Toitov, that's giving him a little bit more confidence. He's starting to bring him onto better shots now, especially with the left uppercut as well, watch out for, from Toitov. But things are going to change now.
Oh, good combination shots as well now from Toitov in the gold and black shorts. What a shame for Viktor Gogolayev. Trying to get that right hand over the top.
And the problem that Gogolayev has got now here, Nick, if he moves to his right, he's going to walk onto more shots, which could actually open the cut up even more. So he's got to change his movement patterns now. He's got to move to his left more and try and protect that eye. Yeah, this doesn't look good at all. The referee asking for the doctor to come and have a look at this eye again. Wouldn't be surprised if he says that's it. If he can't stop the blood, that is going to be a problem.
Oh, what a shame. I'm not sure whether it was a shot or a clash of heads, Richie.
I'm a bit puzzled myself there. There was a lot of work that went in at one stage. They clashed, maybe. Certainly when they came together, then Gogolayev received that cut. It's protecting it now, Nick. That's his biggest problem now. And there's that left hand again from Toitov. Very dangerous indeed. And he'll target that cut now to make it worse and try and get the stoppage.
Oh, good right hand over the top, and a second from Gogolayev. And you've got to give it to this young lad. He's trying absolutely everything that he can, with all the odds now stacked against him. Trying to wipe the blood from the eye to help his visibility as well here.
What a belting punch that was. And again, he's looking for that right hand. You see, Toitov, he cannot afford to switch off mentally here, Nick. He's walking onto those right hands. It's been a good reply, but it's a little bit desperate, isn't it, from Gogolayev? He knows, with the blood running down his face, he can feel it. Good response.
There again, Neobalat, Toitov trying to get a right hand to do the work.
Дамы и господа, в красном углу ринга отдыхает боксер команды Astana Arlans.
Well, a terrific second round again. Toitov, for me, had the better of things here. He's evened it up on my scorecard. Some wild shots going in from Gogolayev there. But that's where they came together. But there's that right hand at the end of the round. That was a super punch from Gogolayev. But for me, Toitov, he won the round for me. Let's have a look. Yeah, they've gone for Toitov. Every judge there in that round.
Well, after a nervy start, clearly feeling the pressure of having to be the first boxer for the host nation out there tonight, he settled it well. I wouldn't like to say the story of this bout if it were not for the serious cut. Frantic work in the blue corner for the Ukrainian Viktor Gogolayev. And credit where it's due to the ringside assistants for the Ukrainian, because he's out there for the third round, and I thought it could have been stopped in the second. Look at this young lad, Richie, again. He's taking a good punch, and he's also counter-punching well. He's not going to give in, is he? No. Oh, another cracking right hand from the Ukrainian. And again.
Oh, yeah. That's the shot. What he's got to do now, Nick, he's got to double up there with the left hook after he's thrown that right hand. The right hand left hook combination against the southpaw always works well. He's doing one part of the equation there with that right hand, but he's just got to follow it up. Heads clash again. Toitov just complaining there. It's good boxing from Toitov, but I think Gogolayev is very, very dangerous with that single shot.
No knockdowns, just a slip from Gogolayev into the legs of Toitov for Kazakhstan. There's a right hand again, and he's done so well. Slowed down a little, I think, Richie Gogolayev, not quite as sharp on his feet as he was in rounds 1 and 2, and that's what made him look so dangerous in the early rounds. That cut's taken its toll, you can see.
Yeah, most certainly, and he slowed his work rate down a lot here, Gogolayev, and he's looking for that one single shot. That's what he's trying to do. He's been outworked, and again, Toitov is going further and further ahead. But you just get the sense that this Ukraine is still in there with a chance. The one single shot that he's looking for that could undo things. He's a dangerous, dangerous fella, this guy.
Ooh, Toitov going for the big left there, not quite connecting. But he doesn't need to get in close, Toitov. He's got the first 2 rounds, and he just needs to keep him at range. Take advantage of his good jab. And there again, you see a lot of blood on the face. The referee taking a close look as well.
Oh, lovely boxing there from Toitov. Adjusting his feet again, staying on the centre of the ring, boxing from centre, working well behind his right jab, commanding things, boxing it very well in this round, Toitov. But his problem is when he comes in at close quarters, short to mid-range, then he's vulnerable. He's got to keep it long range, Toitov.
Good body shot there as well from the Kazakh in the gold shorts. And another strong right jab. Right there with the counter.
Oh, he got hurt there. Gogolayev was hurt to the body. It was a good body shot there that went in from Toitov.
There goes the bell for the end of the third round. And again, for me, Toitov has taken that close in the first. The Kazakh boxer clearly taking the second and the third.
Yeah, excellent stuff here from Toitov in this round. Gets caught there with the right hand again. Comes back with the left uppercut. So Gogolayev is still in there, very, very dangerous. But this round for me, Toitov, he totally outworked his opponent. So I've got him 2 rounds to 1 up. And we said, didn't we, at the start, that Toitov is very, very good. There he is, look, winning each of the judges' scores there. He's very good at his fitness is very good indeed, Nick, and that's his strength. He just keeps going over the 5 rounds. Difficult to beat, this guy.
Well, and as we said, Toitov brimming with confidence after winning his semi-final in the semi-final bout against Mexico, beating Elias Emigdio, an established campaigner from the WSB. Gogolayev will take nothing away from the Ukrainian in the blue and yellow shorts. We thought it was all over in the second round, and he has continued to battle. And as our expert and former super middleweight world champion in the combox has pointed out, he's just looking for that big right hand to try and settle it with a TKO or even a knockout. He must be struggling with his visibility as well, I'd say, Richie.
Well, they've done a good job in actually stopping the flow of blood there. But Gogolayev now, he's on the outside. He's trying to bring his opponent onto that shot, and that's probably his best chance of landing the right hand. He's bringing Toitov onto the punch rather than going looking for it.
That's the tactic that the ring will be screaming for from Toitov, the Kazakh boxer in gold. He's got the reach advantage, taller boxer, longer arms. Just put that jab out.
When you're boxing someone as dangerous as Gogolayev, Nick, you've got to remain focused throughout the contest, and this is a test now for Toitov to keep his concentration going. You see, when he's in on the inside there, he's got to watch it, because then he's being brought into range for Gogolayev to land that shot. If he keeps it at range with the jab, keeps his distance and concentrates, it should be quite an easy contest for him. It's just now and again he has a lapse in concentration, and that brings the Ukraine into it.
That's good work from Gogolayev, creating a different angle there, stepping us to the side. And that's been effective for him. Feinting well throughout the whole competition, Gogolayev. And if it were not for that cut in the second, it wouldn't be looking so positive for the host nation Kazakhstan to take the first. There's a nice uppercut to the body there from Toitov.
The problem for Gogolayev here now, Nick, he's not reacting quick enough. He's boxing at range. He's slowing down a little bit, and his reactions have just abandoned him slightly, and he can't get his punches hitting that target. See, look there again, gets caught with a shot, doesn't counter, and I think he's getting a little bit tired now. And because he's taking punches, he's getting more and more tired, and that's the problem when you're receiving.
Yeah, he's carrying his hands very low, I have to say. Covers up quite nicely there. Toitov mixing up the combinations. There you see the uppercut, right on target. Another round for Toitov on my card, which adds even more pressure to the campaign of Gogolayev, but looks like it's good enough for Kazakhstan to take the first here.
Yeah, the easiest round of the contest for Toitov there, mainly because he worked well with his jab, kept his distance. Look at that, perfect shot there, and again, and then he moves out of range again. Lovely boxing, all behind that right jab. Very well educated boxer, Toitov, behind that jab, and again, all judges go for him.
You want to say you'd like to see some more combinations, but he actually doesn't need them. He's scoring the points, impressing the judges, and as you quite rightly say, just keeping Gogolayev at his range and at bay.
Just mid and long range boxing, that's all he's got to do. If he throws combinations more in the mid-range section, then he brings his opponent maybe into it, gives him a slight chance. Doesn't need to do it.
Fifth and final round in the bantamweight division, the opening contest of this WSB finals here in Astana, and the Astana Arlans, the local favourites here tonight, have got the start that they were hoping for. In the early exchanges of the first round, we thought we got a crackerjack on our hands. Second round, a really nasty cut, but credit where it's due to the Ukrainian corner to keep this lad in this competition. But he's just been outboxed by the tallest southpaw, Mirvalat Toitov of Kazakhstan, in the gold shorts.
See, there's that single right hand again from Gogolayev, but it's not enough. He's got to better work there from Toitov. Gets caught himself, but again, he's boxing very well here, Toitov, but It's the work rate from Gogolev. It's just not enough, Nick. The single shot, the single right hand, he's not really having any effect now.
Well, I'm sure the British Lionhearts bantamweight Andrew Selby is watching this one back at home right now. He's beaten Toitov, the Kazakhstan boxer. Of course, the Brits knocked out in the quarterfinals by Mexico. And taking one too many here, Gogolev now.
Yeah, I think Toitov has just slowly but surely dismantled his opponent here. I think is the best way to describe it. And it was a lively start, and Gogolev boxed very well in those opening couple of rounds, but he's got more and more tired, and it's been a great boxing display. Lovely shot from Toitov.
Left hand right on target. Opened up the guard with the jab. And making Gogolev do all the work. He stayed centre of the ring. He's made Gogolev go all the way around. He's worn him down as well, Richie.
You know, that's what boxers have to do. If you can control the movement of your opponent, then generally you're in control of the contest if you're controlling what he's doing with his feet, and that's what Toitov has done. Kept him on the outside and made him exert all the energy.
What's most impressive for me is that after a nervy first round, he looked a little out of sorts, Toitov, in the first. He settled those nerves well, and he's controlled the fight from round 2 to round 5. He's controlled that space within the ring so effectively and efficiently.
Yeah, indeed. Was dragged into it in that opening round and got caught with some big right hands. But since then, he has controlled things very well indeed, and he's won this contest.
Well, we expected it to be close, and it looked very good in the first round for the Ukrainian, but Toitov has put down a very, very professional display of bantamweight boxing here. Settled those nerves, took a few, no question. We knew that they'd be evenly matched, but the southpaw dominating the ring space, dominating the work, and has put the first point score on the board, and the first bout of the night to the Kazakhstan Astana Arlans. Brave performance from this young lad, Viktor Gogolev, and did extremely well to keep his hopes alive after that serious cut in the second. But the pressure is now back to the Ukrainians. But let's not go too far away from your screens, because their double Olympic champion will be the next man up.
Judge 1, 50-45. Judge 2, 50-45. Judge 3, 50-45. The winner is red corner, Mirbalat Toitov!
Unanimous decision for Mirbalat Toitov. 3 points on the board for the Arlans of Astana, Kazakhstan. Mission accomplished, and that's exactly what the coaches were hoping for. Let's not forget that the Ukrainians have 2 Olympic champions, gold medalists from London 2012 in their team and squad tonight, and the first of them will be the next man up in the lightweight division, and of course we're referring to Vasyl Lomachenko.
Дамы и господа болельщики, первое заработанное очко в нашей копилке. Благодаря боксеру Astana Arlans Mirbalat Toitov. Ваши аплодисменты.
Well, our ringside announcer, more congratulations for Toitov. Understandably so. The local Astana crowd here, delighted. In this capacity crowd here in the Sarayarka Velodrome of Astana. But we move on to the lightweight division, and perhaps this is the one that a lot of the boxers in the crowd have come to see, and certainly a lot of TV viewers across the world will be watching with anticipation, because we have the captain of the Astana Arlans and world ranked number 2 in the lightweight division, Samat Bashinov, up against the Ukrainian double Olympic champion and double world champion Vasyl Lomachenko.
Now you're at attention, the long-awaited match, final confrontation. А сейчас вашему вниманию долгожданный и, пожалуй, самый ожидаемый поединок финального противостояния. Мы приглашаем двухкратного олимпийского чемпиона, двухкратного чемпиона мира, чемпиона Европы, обладателя Кубка Беломарка.
Раз.
И всемирной серии бокса. Ваши аплодисменты, друзья! Василий Ломаченко!
Злат, ең алдымен жеңісің құтты болсын. Сен кездесу барысындағы ең оңай, ең қиын сәттерін айта аласың ба?
Айта алам. Басында жота. Бірінші раундта өз-өзімді ұстай алмадым дұрыс. Негізгі настрой болған, басынан алдың қолмен сопернигімді біліп алам деп. Әлі олмен кездескен жоқпын. И бірінші кездесу бұл сопернигімен. Ыңғайсыз соперник болып көрінген. Ну, келесі екінші раундтардан бастап өзім түсіндім қалай істеу керек. Бапкерлердің көмегімен. Бапкерлер бәрі дұрыс айтты. Сол тактиканы ұстадым. Енді арасында болды басында. Сол тактиканы ұстадым. Тренерларға көптеген рахмет. Көптеген бәріне рахмет осы қолдап келгендеріне.
Рахмет, үлкен жеңісің құтты болсын.
Well, I'm not so sure how good your Kazakhstani is, Richie, but he looks pretty pleased to me. Now, here's the man that we are waiting for. At one point in the build-up to this competition, he was out through injury, but he's back and he's ready to fight. Vasyl Lomachenko, the Ukrainian lightweight, 25-year-old southpaw, double Olympic champion, double world champion, undefeated this season, 5 fights, no losses, ranked 1. And here's his opponent, ranked 2 for this season, 25-year-old Samat Bashinov, a southpaw, like Lomachenko, a southpaw, which will make for an interesting bout, but also Bashinov undefeated this season. It's his second season for the Arlans, Richie. Bashinov, he won vital bouts in their quarterfinals and their semi-finals against the Mexicans to secure their spot in these finals. He's been the linchpin for the Arlans this season, Bashinov, and he wants this bout more than anybody else.
Yeah, he's performed very well, Bashinov, and against Lomachenko now he's in against the reigning double Olympic champion. It doesn't get any harder than this, and he wants to test himself against the very best in the world, and this is the contest on home soil for him to do that. So he's in with a great shout, very good southpaw himself, but he's really up against it, against a man in Lomachenko who's a great boxer, mover. He can hit very hard indeed. Yeah, he's a great all-rounder, Lomachenko, and that's why he's Olympic champion.
Referee from Ireland, Michael Gallagher. Two southpaws, Richie. A different tactic for the boxers?
Yeah, two southpaws can usually tie each other up because they're not really used to boxing each other. It's always a southpaw against an orthodox, and you know, it's a bit of a rare occasion when you see two southpaws, so it may take a little bit of time to get used to each other's style. But in Lomachenko, he's used to cracking every style that's put in front of him. But it may be difficult for the first few minutes for both of them. Let's see who settles quickest and best.
Well, it will be very interesting. Let's not forget as well that we've seen Lomachenko switch stances in a couple of fights so far this season, and if he gets a little frustrated and it doesn't go the way he wants it, it wouldn't surprise me for him to try and confuse Samat Bashinov that way and start boxing orthodox for a while. But there is no question both these boxers' confidence after a brilliant season at an all-time high.
Yep, it's a great advert, isn't it, for WSB boxing, because these two guys are very, very good indeed, and they've been put together, two undefeated boxers this season, so it doesn't get any harder, does it, for each of them here? Look at Bashinov. He's just that little bit taller, so Bashinov will have that bit of height and reach advantage, but can he make it count?
Well, both these boxers in professional team boxing, but will retain their Olympic status, and who knows, we may see Lomachenko go for a third Olympic gold in Rio in 2016. Wouldn't that be a cracking statistic? But for now, it's the finals of the World Series of Boxing here in Astana, Kazakhstan. And as pointed out by our former world champion in the commentary box, Richie Woodall, it's going to take a little bit of time for these two to size each other up.
Yeah, Bashinov has actually come out as an orthodox boxer, so he's maybe trying to confuse Lomachenko here. So he's just seen what Lomachenko's made of, boxing against an orthodox boxer. But no question, Bashinov is a southpaw, but maybe a tactic change here just to confuse his opponent.
Very fast double jab from Lomachenko. Definitely one of the key characteristics to his boxing style. He's fast, believe you me, when he gets into his rhythm, and those combinations start to connect. They come very quick.
Yeah, good guard as well there from Lomachenko, who's actually blocking those shots. But for me, Lomachenko, his movement, he really is superb. The lateral movement is excellent, but also the movement with the feet, very quick indeed, taking him in and out of punching range. Very difficult to box against indeed, because he literally doesn't stand still for a second.
So light as well, Richie, on the front foot, but happy to stand on the back. All of the skills from the amateur and the pro game from Lomachenko.
Yeah, most certainly. Like we said before, a good all-rounder. Lomachenko can box on the inside, can box at range, good movement, very fast hands indeed, and difficult to hit, as Bashanov just found out there trying to land that right hand.
Absolute focus from both boxers here. There's a first good hit there from Lomachenko. Will just boost his confidence that little bit.
Yeah, a good example there of Lomachenko just beating his opponent to the punch. Bashanov is probably guilty of just waiting a second too long in these exchanges here to get his punches off. And there, Lomachenko, oh, and again, speed, too quick.
Oh, what a shot from Lomachenko. 1-2 combination. And as we were saying, watch out for the speed. The bell goes, and that is the perfect timing. Less than 8 seconds left on the clock. The 1-2 from the Ukrainian in the blue shorts puts that Bashanov on the canvas.
Yeah, terrific there from Lomachenko. The speed was excellent. And beating his opponent to the punch. And there's a 1-2 there. And Bashanov gets caught with the shot there. He wasn't doing too badly in that round, but it just took a little bit of time, like we said at the start of the round, for Lomachenko to get into it, found his range, and was beating him to the punch. Yeah, look, so you've gone for... Bashanov has got one of the judges there, so like I said, he didn't do too bad, but 2 judges have gone for Lomachenko.
And of course it's a 10-8 score because of the knockdown. It's a great start for Lomachenko. Done nothing but boost his confidence, looking very, very calm and collected in the corner there.
Thinking about it, Nick, I'm a bit confused there, because it should be 3 judges, shouldn't it? Because it's a 10-8 round. Yes. Although he did well, Bashanov, he got beaten that round because he went down.
Well, Bashanov now, you can see there's a slight sense of urgency about his work now. Knows that he needs to come out and let Lomachenko know that he's not going to dominate and have it all his own way. But again, as you pointed out, Richie, he's so quick. When he's in close, he can block and parry beautifully. But when he's got him at the range that he wants, he's all over the ring and all around the boxer. Yeah. The angles that he makes.
Yeah, indeed. But what's happened here with Bashanov, he's got back to that corner and they've said to him, look, you've got to be quicker off the mark. You've got to start working a little bit more. And that's why he's come out here and he's starting to beat Lomachenko to the shot there. It's a better start from Bashanov, but it won't take Lomachenko to suss him out again.
Oh, that left hand is looking very dangerous from Lomachenko, the Ukrainian southpaw in the blue shorts, remember. He's starting to look a little concerned here now, Bashanov. Lomachenko, 2009 and 2011 world champion, 2008 and 2012 in London Olympic gold medalist. And I have to say, Richie, he looks as sharp now as he did back in 2008.
Yeah, he's a terrific boxer indeed. I love the way he just slips to his right and throws that left hand that's like a missile honing in on the target. It really is. Tremendous accuracy, but look at the switch of attack there, from body to head. Super stuff.
You almost know it's coming when he covers up, takes a few, and then comes back with these lightning combinations.
That's the shot that Bashanov has got to try and throw, Nick. He's got to throw a right uppercut on the inside. If you watch Lomachenko, he comes in a little bit low, he'll go to the body, his head's there to be hit. You've got to get the timing right, though.
Oh, and again, these are good shots from Lomachenko. A little wink to the corner there, he knows he's got it under control. Confidence or arrogance, you can choose for yourselves. But it's still beautiful boxing from the Ukrainian.
Again, Bashanov waiting too long. Nick, that's a little bit better. He's got to punch more quickly. But again, the problem he's got is the movement from Lomachenko. He can't set the attack because Lomachenko is here, there, left, right, all over the place.
I have to say I'm impressed with the Lomachenko guard and blocks as well as the way that he puts that right and left combination out there. Let's have another look, Richie.
Oh, look at this for movement there. From left to right there with his head. Just catches his opponent on the inside, but there, adjustment of feet and brings him onto a right hook. But like you said, Nick, he's got a very, very good defence. And have a look, Lomachenko's got the 3 judges as well there. And I agree with that. But he has got a tremendous defence. You don't win 2 Olympic titles and 2 world titles without a solid defence. You have to concentrate on defence here and there, and he does that very well also.
Well, again, a lot of information for Samat Bashinov to take in from the head coach Sergei Korchinsky. Let's not forget that the coach of the Kazakhstan Arlans, or the Astana Arlans, used to coach the Ukrainian national team a few years ago. He also worked with the Italia Thunder, one of the other WSB professional teams. So he knows exactly what to do. He knows all about Lomachenko. But 2 rounds up going into the 3rd. And Lomachenko looking as menacing, but as quick and as fast in the opening of this 3rd as he did in the 1st.
Yeah, beating his opponent to the punch. I think what they've said to Bashanov as well is when he gets close to you, you must work with him. Now and again, Lomachenko makes the odd mistake of falling in after he's done his work, and he's there to be hit. But Bashanov is not quick enough to actually take advantage of that little mistake, and it is only I'm literally picking faults here for Lomachenko. There's not a lot wrong with him at all, is there? But occasionally he'll fall in after he's attacked.
And if he does fall in, that left hand, the big left hand, is ready and waiting from Lomachenko. And that's what put him on the canvas in the 1st. There it is again, lovely combination, opens him up with the jab. It always starts with the jab, as we all well know, but the speed of the left hand after it from Lomachenko really has been impressive tonight.
Yeah, one of the problems Bashanov has got of landing a shot on the inside is this tremendous guard. Look at the guard he's got. When he's in punching range, then his elbows are tucked in and his hands are very high on the inside, so it's difficult to penetrate that guard.
Right out the textbook. It's what they teach all the youngsters.
Oh, lovely. Just the adjustment of feet again. And that left hand is so accurate from Lomachenko.
Better body shot there from Bashanov. Stop the combination of the Ukrainian. He's well on his way to going 3 up and taking control of this 5-round 2nd competition here tonight. His ability to read the punch of his opponent, Lomachenko, make that split-second decision. And he also has this fantastic ability with the range. His footwork just takes him out of range so beautifully, so smoothly.
Yeah,
makes it look so easy.
Yeah, it's very difficult to box against someone like Lomachenko because his movement is one of his major strengths. You can't nail him down with a shot. And you're sort of mesmerised, aren't you, with his work and the way he moves. I think Bashanov, you know, he is struggling here. That was a lovely shot there from Lomachenko.
Well, done a great job here, Michael Gallagher, the Irish referee. There goes the bell, and for me, it's another for Lomachenko.
Yeah, quiet around, but I think there's only one winner there. Again, far superior movement. Working well on the inside there. Working with that jab. Just missed with that right hand there. Sorry, that left hand. But nevertheless, a winning round for Lomachenko. What I would like to see Bashanov do here, Nick, is maybe push Lomachenko, or try to push him and get him back onto the ropes, then try and restrict that movement a little bit. If you can do that, then we'll be asking a few more questions about Lomachenko. Can he box on the ropes? Because you never really see him in trouble on the ropes, but when a boxer has his back on the ropes, his movement is restricted. You know, he's got to change things around a little bit, and he's put under a little bit of pressure. We haven't seen that yet in this contest, and I'd like to see it, hopefully from Bashanov, to push Lomachenko back on those ropes.
Well, it's difficult to close the angles down, isn't it, on Lomachenko at the moment. Richie is actually trying to is the word. Try and trap Lomachenko into the corner to put him onto the ropes. Better body shots as well from Bashanov in the opening exchanges of this fourth round. Of course, Lomachenko, one of two Ukrainian Olympic gold medalists in action here in Astana this evening. This afternoon, for those viewers across Europe, Usyk, the heavyweight, will be the man to close tonight's competition and part one of this two-parter in the final of the World Series of Boxing for 2013.
I mean, Lomachenko, no question, has mastered the 3 rounds, hasn't he? As an amateur, he's now mastered the 5 rounds, in my opinion, also. He's got good work rate, can hold it for 5. I would love to see him over a 10 or 12 round contest, and I bet, you know, he's that fit. Who knows, he could probably keep it going for that long also. But certainly he's in great condition, and over 5 rounds he works as well in the last round as he does in the first. So all credit to his the coaching staff of the Ukraine team in the conditioning program that all their boxers must be under. It's working.
Well, we look forward to Lomachenko joining the AIBA Pro Boxing, the APB, this new unprecedented top-class individual ranking for professional boxing competition that's been introduced by AIBA. And will certainly feature the best of pro boxing in months to come. But Bashanov, for me, Richie, showing that he's got some strength as well, and 5 rounds is no worry for him. But the more you pressure Lomachenko, the more he seems to open up and drive forwards.
Yeah, well, Bashanov just had a little bit of success with a good right uppercut to the body, and that, I think Lomachenko just felt it a little bit. And they say, don't they, with a moving box, they target the body, and that slows the feet down. So Bashanov landed a super shot downstairs, but again, he's given Lomachenko now the time to recover, and again, it's a problem for Bashanov to nail his opponent down.
And look how he turns the angles. It's a great camera shot that we see there of him turning at Bashanov. For me, again, another round for Lomachenko.
Yeah, not a great round for Lomachenko, but I think he did enough to win it. This fella, in the last minute or so, landed some better shots, but again, probably outworked and outthought. This fella, very difficult man to box indeed. The movement, just sensational for me. Excellent. And with the APB, Nick, obviously each boxer will compete at pro level, but they retain their Olympic status, remember, which is very, very important, and that will maybe lure some amateur boxers into AIBA pro boxing.
I think it's going to be very important. What I'd love to see is Lomachenko in the blue shorts here try and take his 3rd Olympic title, and the way he's boxed tonight, there's no reason why he shouldn't. And boxing as a professional, he still maintains his Olympic eligibility. Now, as you can see, a sense of urgency now from Samat Bashinov, the Kazakhstan boxer, in the gold shorts, switching stances. But Lomachenko, if anything else, just wants to show the fans that he's got the skills, he's got the speed. But you can see Bashinov now just trying to turn this into a bit of a scrap rather than a skills contest.
Yep, he's trying to draw Lomachenko in here into a toe-to-toe war and a battle. But Lomachenko, he's having none of it. He's hitting and he's moving, he's keeping that style going. And when he's boxing in the ring spaces, very difficult to actually nail. And Bashinov, fair play to him there, landed with a good shot. But you see how Lomachenko responded. He's out of the way, back to long-range work, where he can see the attacks coming. But not a good bit of success there from Bashinov with that right hand.
World rank 1 against world rank 2. Lomachenko in the blue shorts up against Bashinov in the gold for the Astana Arlans. Both of these boxers undefeated so far this season as they reach these finals. A little bit of a low blow there, possibly, Richie, from Bashinov.
I'll tell you what, though, that was a shot that went in. It may have been borderline, but he made the mistake of holding Lomachenko straight after it. He should have worked again. That may have, you know, Lomachenko may have felt that shot, but he held him, and he allowed Lomachenko to be holding him on the inside, and then that just gives Lomachenko time then just to recover. Again, body shots from Bashinov.
Let's not forget that Kazakhstan have won the opening bantamweight bouts this evening, and so the Ukraine need this from Lomachenko. Just needs to stay focused now. 20 seconds just plus on the clock. And strong finish needed from Lomachenko just to secure this. There goes the bell. A little punch to the air from Lomachenko. He's confident that he's taken it. And one has to agree.
Yeah, a little bit of a scrappy last round, but I think he did his better work in the first 3 rounds, especially Lomachenko. Lovely boxing there with the right hand and then the left. Lovely distance. Now he moves in there. Looked like he was going to be off balance, but then the right hand comes out. Look at the adjustment there with the feet. In and out with the feet. Brilliant.
Lovely little feint with the jab as well. Another one of the skills that lures the Kazakh boxer into him, and then away goes that lovely strong left.
Yep, tremendous stuff from Lomachenko again. And you ask the question, don't you? How far can he go? I mean, he's a double Olympic champion, double world amateur champion. How far can he go now as a professional boxer? Who knows?
An awful long way, I'd say. And perhaps for Vasyl Lomachenko, he may even return to Kazakhstan as the host to the World Amateur Championships in October. Still can contest that competition. But for now, it's all about the best professional team in the world. Kazakhstan won the first in the bantamweight division. Then the Ukraine leveled it up.
Judge 3, 44-50. The winner is blue corner, Vasyl Lomachenko.
Well, one of the judges against Lomachenko there, but 2-4, 2 points But so far so good. That was the win that the Ukrainians needed.
И счет сравнивается в командном зачете 1-1. Ваши аплодисменты!
A lot of support from the crowd. Well done for the Ukrainians. Keeps them in the match. Remember, it's over 2 days. 5 boxers for each team over each.
Судья 2, 45, 49. Судья 3, 44, 50. Победитель синий угол Василий Ломаченко. Аплодисменты.
The middleweight division is up next, and from one of the big stars of the Otamans for Ukraine, now it's the turn of one of the big stars of Kazakhstan, one of the big stars of the WSB. Let's take a quick word from our winner, Lomachenko.
Ну, в принципе, практически выполнил то, что хотел, и такая, какая была задача поставлена, я пытался ее выполнять. Не могу не сказать, что очень сильно серьезный соперник попался. Я с ним боксирую уже второй раз. Первый раз мы боксировали, по-моему, в 2010 году или в 2011, точно не помню. На Кубке Президента, да. Тогда мы с ним отбоксировали. Мне было немного сложнее в прошлый раз, потому что я тогда только перешел в 60 килограмм, в другую весовую категорию, и я еще чуть мелковат был для этой весовой. Сейчас, в принципе, с ним мне было уже на этот раз, на второй раз уже было немного легче. Ну, вот так вот.
На финальный бой между Astana Arlans и украинскими атаманами. Расскажи, пожалуйста, твои ожидания.
Ну, сложно, знаете, я сейчас ляпну, а по концовке окажется, что это будет по-другому. Я окажусь не человеком слова, поэтому сложно говорить. Конечно, хотелось бы выиграть, хотелось бы поверить в ребят и... Отлично!
Спасибо, поздравляем!
Ваши аплодисменты, дамы и господа. Мы продолжаем. Итак, на ринге третий бой.
This is the crucial one into the 73-kilo weight division. This is Sergei Derevyanchenko up against Evgeny Barbaranov. Now, Barbaranov, middleweight Ukrainian boxer who hasn't won one of his bouts. He's only boxed once in competition for the Ukrainians, just 19 years of age, youngest boxer in the competition this evening, up against one of the seasoned pros, Derevyanchenko, who's in his 27 years of age now, 17-1 his fight record. So Barabanov, Richie, he's got a bit of a tough battle on his hands here tonight if the Ukrainians are to go up 2-1 up, that is against Kazakhstan.
Yeah, he's got a tough job on his hands. Obviously, national champion in 2012 for the Ukraine, and got a WSB ranking of 33. Only 19. He's really only a baby, isn't he, at the end of the day? So this will be a learning experience for him. Yeah, a lot of pressure on him, obviously, to win this contest. But like I said before, this is the stage, and you get boxers who maybe you wouldn't think would rise to it, do rise to this type of occasion. He's got it all to do, but you never know. The Ukrainians, they produce some tremendous boxers, Nick, and this is a young lad who I think can go very far indeed in the game.
Well, he lost in the semi-final against McLaughlin, an Irish boxer fighting for the Italia Thunder, but his team went on, of course, to defeat the Italian team, who were the 2012 team champions on the WSB, and this man on your screens was boxing for them for the past 2 seasons. He's been an individual champion in 2011 and 2012, was part of the winning team this time last year at the Excel in London when the Italia Thunder took the title. 27 years of age, he's got 17 wins with just 1 loss, and out of those 17 wins, 4 of them are technical knockouts, as you can see on the screen there, Richie. Sergei Derevyanchenko, he really is one of the big stars of the WSB.
Yeah, one of the most experienced WSB boxers out of all the teams, Derevyanchenko. And again, Very strong guy indeed, age 27, so he's one of these seasoned campaigners, isn't he? And he really has taken to this WSB tournament very well indeed. Loves the 5 rounds, very strong, got a WSB ranking of 5. So yeah, this is a tough fight for Barabanov.
Barabanov, that's him.
Barabanov,
yeah.
That's the guy.
Now, Gorny is our referee from Poland, Maruz Gorny. And he will be watching Barabanov very carefully indeed here. He's got a slightly longer reach, slightly taller. He'll need to use all of those to his advantage. But there is no question that he's the odds-on favourite here, Derevyanchenko, to put Kazakhstan 2-1 ahead. But let's not forget that the Ukrainians have, in the last fight of the evening, Alexander Usyk, the Olympic downhill champion in the heavyweight division. So perhaps this is one of the bankers for Kazakhstan. But as Richie has pointed out, this young lad's got nothing to lose, everything to go for. Everybody's got him down as the underdog, writing him off. And if Derevyanchenko comes out feeling a little too cocky and doesn't stay focused, we could see a surprise.
Yeah, most certainly. I think Barabanov has got to box the right tactics. Certainly doesn't need to be standing toe-to-toe with Derevyanchenko, who's very strong indeed. So yeah, it'll be a good learning fight for him. And let's see how he gets on in this opening round.
Kazakhstan coming out of the red corner, the Ukrainian out of the blue. Barabanov in the blue and yellow shorts, gold and black for the Astana Arlans and Sergei Derevyanchenko. Is this going to be the easiest fight of his season, where he remains undefeated? Or could the youngster, just 19 years of age from the Ukraine, cause the biggest upset of these finals in Kazakhstan? Good double jab from Derevyanchenko. No sign of nerves from the youngster, which is good to see. Barabanov coming forward.
Yeah, I think he started quite well. I think he's been very positive in this first couple of minutes or so. Barabanov, southpaw, working well behind his jab. And Derevyanchenko is just struggling a little bit here in finding his range. And again, distance-wise, starting to get a little bit closer now, but it's not been a bad start from Barabanov.
Very good at catch-counter is Derevyanchenko, one of his tactics that he's used so effectively. Barabanov down as an orthodox boxer. Has he switched to southpaw to try and cause a few more extra problems for Derevyanchenko?
He may well have done that, yes. I've also got him down as an orthodox boxer. But yeah, tactic change maybe. And some boxers can box orthodox and southpaw, and that may be the case here.
But with 40 seconds on the clock, Derevyanchenko is now trying to turn the heat up a little.
Oh, that was a good shot to the body there from Derevyanchenko. He just overreached a little bit and then switched downstairs, left up to the body, and then he switches the attack again to the head, and he's starting slowly to get closer and land the bigger shots now, Derevyanchenko.
Some nice uppercut work as well from the Kazakh boxer in gold. Right uppercut, nice and effective. Well, a promising start for Barabanov, but halfway through, Derevyanchenko stamps his mark on this first round. with some impressive shots in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, that may be just enough to nick the round for Derevyanchenko. Started to come forward. There's that body shot, and there's the left hook to the head after that. That was the best move, I thought, of that round. Left hook to the body, and then a left hook to the head. Let's have a look. Yep, Derevyanchenko gets all the judges' scores there. And I thought that the last minute or so especially, he did the better work and won the round.
Oh, good tactical play from Derevyanchenko. Just taking his time to get into the rhythm of things here. As for Barabanov, well, you can clearly see that he's taking some big punches and already looking a little tired. Certainly by far the more out of breath boxers of the two in the break. Second round. So far so good. No surprises in the first for Derevyanchenko.
Well, I actually thought, Nick, that Barabanov wanted to box more at range, but he's not bad on the inside also, this youngster. I mean, Derevyanchenko will prefer that type of match against this opponent. But there was a lovely little move there from Barabanov on the inside. He's not scared to mix it in that range. So, yeah, not bad at all from him.
Excellent straight long jab, though, from Derevyanchenko. And it's putting pay to the forward movement and attack from Barabanov. As you quite rightly say, Richie, there's nothing more than Derevyanchenko loves than getting in close and scrapping it out. That's his style of fighting.
Yeah. Well, he will much prefer Barabanov to actually come forward at him, because that means that Barabanov will walk onto that right hand. A southpaw who sits back is more difficult to catch with the right hand if you're an orthodox boxer. But when they come forward themselves, they come onto right uppercuts, as that one just landed there to the body, but also the straight right hand. They close the gap down themselves and leave themselves open to that right hand.
Well, in the pre-fight programme, it was listed as Barabanov a win here tonight would be the upset of the season. But Derevyanchenko not worried. There's absolutely no reason, Richie, why Derevyanchenko couldn't go to the Olympic Games for the Ukraine, along with Lomachenko and Usyk.
Very true, yeah. I'm amazed he's not actually in their team. I mean, this is something like his third season, is it, in WSB? I know he's fought for Milano Thunder, hasn't he, at one stage at Italy. And I'm very surprised he's not part of the Otamans here.
Good shots from both boxers. 20 seconds left on the clock in the second round. Derevyanchenko has taken the third. Much better combinations from both in the second.
Yeah, some very, very good boxing from both fighters here. Oh, again, lovely timing there from Derevyanchenko. Made his opponent miss, and he comes back, makes him pay.
And both boxers tapping each other's gloves there. Good work from both, but again for me, Derevyanchenko, as we take a look at a few of the slow-mos.
Yeah, some good stuff here on the inside from both boxers. Here's Barabanov prepared to work on the inside, but comes forward, walks onto shots also when he's actually coming forward. But it was a good round, but I just thought that Derevyanchenko just did enough to win it. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's got it again.
Sergey Derevyanchenko, Astana Arlans.
He's 2 up, 3 rounds to go. 27-year-old Ukrainian boxer, but out of the Kazakhstan or the Astana Arlans pro team. As Richie pointed out earlier, his past 2 seasons with the Italians, the Italia Thunder, and of course he won the team championship last year as part of the Italia Thunder team. Can he take a successive team title here for Kazakhstan? We'll know that tomorrow night. But for now, he needs to play his part and secure this middleweight match up against Evgeny Barabanov from the Ukraine.
It's a great little move what Derevyanchenko does there. He feints with the jab to the body and then turns it to a left hook to the head, and it's caught the southpaw Barabanov 2 or 3 times. He's really finding his range now. He even switches there also, but Derevyanchenko super boxing from him now.
Barabanov a bit of a bloody mouth after that latest onslaught from Derevyanchenko. Consistency of the work to the body, downstairs as well as upstairs, is most impressive. Good counter that time for Barabanov, credit where it's due.
Yeah, again, prepared to work on the inside there. There's that left hook. That was a great shot there from Derevyanchenko, hurting his opponent to the body. These body shots are really taking their toll now on Barabanov.
Very sharp as well, Derevyanchenko, weaving, bobbing. Very, very skillfully avoiding the onslaught from the Ukrainian in blue. Starting to control this now. There goes the gum shield.
Super punch that was, Nick. That right hand, that straight right hand.
Knocking the gum shield into the crowd from Barabanov. He did well to take that punch. This kid can take one.
Yeah. And that's done him a favour there. He's probably got about 20 seconds look, and then his coach very cleverly there just gets him a few more seconds for him to recover. He needed that big onslaught there from Derevyanchenko.
40 seconds left on the clock. Can the Kazakh boxer in gold pick it up where he left off? And there it is again. Big right hand. He's taking some real punishment here now. Barabanov, he's only 19 years of age. 8 years the junior to Derevyanchenko. Done well in the first 2 rounds, but he's looking a little susceptible here in the third.
He's starting to come undone a little bit now. The quality, the intense pressure from Derevyanchenko. He just keeps coming, this fella. Very strong indeed. Those body shots are the ones, Nick, that are really hurting his opponent.
Well, plenty left in the tank, isn't there, from Derevyanchenko? 3 out of 5, but still very strong and very powerful.
Yeah, excellent stuff here from Derevyanchenko. Actually seen Barabanov coming forward, but look at the body shots, and then he switches the attack to the head. Lovely movement there, made his opponent miss, and then he brings him onto the shots. His intense pressure really took its toll there.
Derevyanchenko goes 3 ahead. Really enjoying Richard that left hook to the body, and then it becomes a left hook to the head as well, as he's knocked the wind out of his opponents. He's got real power, hasn't he, Derevyanchenko?
Yeah, really works downstairs, doesn't he? This fella, this is a tough fight for him, only at 19 years of age. He's doing really well to stay in there and compete, but it's getting tougher.
4th round.
Round 4.
Derevyanchenko now, bar a nightmare, knows that he's got this wrapped up. He's won the first 3. And Barabanov, just 19 years of age, remember, from the Ukraine, has taken some big shots from the world #1 in the middleweight division.
Good movement again from Derevyanchenko. Just showing his versatility here. Working well behind his jab. Just having a little look at his opponent here. But his strength, for me, is more mid-range. Powerful man, and he's quite skillful with his jab, but that takes him into distance, into that mid-range area, and that's when he can really let those power shots go. There's that left hook again from Derevyanchenko. Throws it very well indeed. Accurate shot around the guard of the southpaw. Barabanov just took his foot off the gas slightly here. Derevyanchenko gets caught there with a shot. That was better from Barabanov. And what a bright future this young lad's got. Only 19 years of age. This is a man against, I wouldn't say a boy, but he's a youngster, isn't he, compared to the 27-year-old seasoned man in Derevyanchenko.
And there again we see excellent body shots from Derevyanchenko, forcing Barabanov to drop his hands, allowing the next part of those combination punches into the head.
I think he's making a great pro here, Derevyanchenko. He's exciting for me. He's prepared to take a shot to land one. Works well to the body, and now he's really going for it here.
There again, an uppercut. Another superb round from Sergei Derevyanchenko. Boxing against his countryman, but this is a pro boxing team competition, and selection and the draft takes place pre-season, and each team can take any boxer from any other country. But another convincing 10-9 score for Derevyanchenko. 4 rounds in, 4 rounds won for Sergei. And Kazakhstan will now go 2-1 up.
Looks like it's just another day at the office, this fella.
Seconds out.
Well, you said it earlier, Richie, that the youngster, the teenager from the Ukraine, he's done himself proud here, and you can see the sign of respect there from Derevyanchenko. He didn't expect to have to possibly work quite as hard as he has to secure the win for the Astana Arlans.
I don't think at any point Barabanov has looked out of it. He hasn't looked outclassed. He's held his own in there. He just can't cope with the intensity of his opponents. Gets caught there as he's coming forward. That was a better work. And look at this man, the way he goes to the body. Derevyanchenko, very dangerous indeed. But I'd say fair play to Barabanov. He's done very well over these 5 rounds.
Nice right hand over the top there. And again, it's the combination of punches that really do demolish the opponents for Derevyanchenko.
I think at times Barabanov has just chose the wrong tactic here, Nick. He's decided to come forward, and that actually brings him onto those shots we've been speaking about. If he's moving away and boxing more as a southpaw, counter-punching, if he can do that, then he makes Derevyanchenko work a little bit harder in finding the target. But by coming forward, he's made it easy for Derevyanchenko to hit him.
Oh, and the combinations now are coming through the guard of Derevianchenko once again stamps his authority on this fifth and final round. A powerful, masterful display from the 27-year-old boxing for the Astana Arlans out of Kazakhstan.
Yeah, the look at both boxers, he's much more seasoned, isn't he? Derevianchenko, very strong indeed. The intensity is there from him. And Barabanov now, he's starting to come apart. Loopholes are appearing in his style. Derevianchenko going for it now, Nick.
Well, this is the last round. And it's got to be good news for this young Ukrainian. I'm not sure he can take much more of this. A massive onslaught from Derevianchenko this fifth round. Still coming forwards. As we said before, credit where it's due for this teenager. A lot of people expected him to be down and out in the first or second round.
Brave kid indeed. Probably too brave, to be quite honest, but he can hold his head high after this one. At 19 years of age, this has been a terrific test, but there's only one winner here, and he's finishing in style.
And Derevianchenko, nothing but respect for that youngster. Possibly a little disappointed that they put in one of their lesser experienced boxers in this final. But Evgeny Barabanov has made Derevianchenko work for his 3 points here in this middleweight contest.
Yeah, a terrific last round for Derevianchenko. Working very well indeed, looking for the openings and just literally taking a backward step here and there. Accurate with his work, intensity, keeping it going. Just more seasoned and a higher work rate.
Unanimous decision and a 3-point score for the Arlans. Kazakhstan go back into the lead. Not huge to this lad. This is only his second WSB fight of the season. Got a lot of strength and depth in the Otamans squad, Richie. And they've put him in here wanting to save their top middleweight for tomorrow night's competition. Well done, Derevianchenko. We could have told you that before the start of the contest, but Barabanov has done his country and himself proud.
Yeah, he can be proud of his performance, although he was well beaten in there. I thought he did tremendously well to come through that as a 19-year-old. He has got a big future, that lad. But this guy here, he's the star of the show in this contest. Great performance from Derevianchenko.
Well, it's 6-2. The Astana Arlans are leading the Ukrainian Otamans. Light heavyweights and heavyweights left to go here in the Saryarka Velodrome in Astana. But stay with us. We've got Sep of Kazakhstan going up against Lapin of the Ukraine in the light heavies. And then we'll wrap up tonight's action in the heavyweights with Alexander Usyk. Let's have a listen to what Derevianchenko has got to say.
Держать на дистанции его, чередовать, в принципе, выполнил. Кто понимает, увидели, дистанция, иногда в ближней дистанции, иногда на дальней дистанции. Соперник, Барабанов Евгений, он молодой, ну, я считаю, он перспективный, хороший боец.
Хорошо, спасибо, поздравляем тебя. Спасибо.
Ақтық кездесулерімізді жалғастырмас бұрын боксшыларымыздың рухын көтеріп, көрермендердің көңілінен шығып, қонақтарымызға қазақ
Well, one or two of the athletes from the Arlans who will be in action tomorrow night, watching so closely.
Let's great, please welcome Ерболат Құдайбергенов. Қарсы алыңыздар.
Astana Arlans! Sergey bağrımız tuğumuzu jelveretip şimdi salk geldi. Bundan sağız bildireyim. Kazakhstan! Hey, 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 şah! маңдайдың шашатам күнде терледі илеуге қойған мамықтай иесіз бүйірмен бекем қинамай жанды ауытпай жүректің кезін кем илеуге қойған мамықтай иесіз бүйірмен бекем отаным сенің ұлыңмын сен үшін отаным бербекем көк аспанның орда туы болмас мен бекем отаным сенің ұлыңмын сен үшін отаным бербекем көк аспанның орда туы болмас Astana Arlans Kazakhstan biz boksdan әлемде чемпионбыз Қанекене Қазақстан естілмейді жан Отаным сенің ұлыңмын сен үшін отаным бербекем көк аспанның орда туы болмас мен бекем
Ерболат Құдайбергенов!
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well, the entertainment from Erbolat Berganov over. Let's get back to the fourth bout in this first night of action at the finals here at the Yarka Velodrome in Astana, capital of Kazakhstan.
Диман две пятерки. Диджей Неви.
Их лица изувечены гримасой, их слова ядовиты, но не опасны во власти чистых и благородных покорять народы и сокрушать орды. Уличные лорды ринулись в бой с бесчестием, со скверной. У неверных глазах ужас, а те, кто не с нами, те против нас, да. Засада, засада, мятеж прорубает брешь, брешь, еще, брешь, еще, брешь. Не оставляем надежд. Рой могилу доселе не видали, подобную силу собой объединила. Братьев по духу не рухнет тот, кто со мной рядом, и даже взглядом являем победу. Делай, делай, делай. Останови меня, рискуя своей жизнью. Остановить меня поможет только выстрел. Останови меня, рискуя своей честью. Останови меня во избежание мести. Останови меня, рискуя своей жизнью. Остановить меня поможет только выстрел. Останови меня, рискуя своей честью. Останови меня.
So let's take a look at the Ukrainian light heavyweight, 24 years of age, 0-5. Yet to win a bout, yet to win in 2 seasons, to be fair, for young Lapin. Lost twice this season and 3 times last season. This is his second year on WSB. He started off his professional team career with the Istanbuls for the 2012 season. And once again, possibly a baptism of fire here for Lapin, when the Ukrainians really do, Richie, need a win in this light heavyweight division. But this young lad's going to have his work cut out against Hrove Sepp, boxing for the Astana Arlans. He's 27 years of age, big Croatian, powerful boxer with a 12-5 record. It's going to be tough to Lapin to take this one.
Yeah, it will, but he'll be desperate, won't he, to try and get a win. I mean, he's been beaten 5 times in this tournament, so he hasn't made the transition too well, has he, from 3-3s over to 5-3s. But nevertheless, he'll be desperate to get a victory and to keep it going for the Ukraine. And he's up against Sepp from the Astana Arlans. This will be a tough contest because this guy at 27 has a record of 12-5, third season as well in this tournament. So he's very, very experienced indeed. So yeah, it's a tough one for Lapin.
Yeah, let's not forget, Richie, that Sepp was part of the Paris United team. They were the champions back in 2011. He was a part of that team. He knows exactly what this game is all about. And also his coach, Sergei Korichinski, who we saw there walking down the aisle with him there, or down the walk, has got a lot of experience looking after Russians, the Ukrainians and the Italia Thunder team last season. And that really has brought the Arlans on with some spectacular coaching from Korichinski. But so once again, it's difficult to bet against the black and gold shorts in this light heavyweight fight, with Sepp the favourite to not only take the 3-point score, as Mike Bassi for England is our referee, but a chance for the Kazakh team, the Arlans, to draw clear.
Yeah, indeed, and their boxer has a WSB ranking of 7. So yeah, they will be very confident that their fella's going to win this contest. But you just never know in WSB. Big stage for Lapin, desperate to get a win. Let's see how he boxes. He's got to show a lot of urgency and really want it in there tonight.
No holding, no punching on the back of the head. Keep your heads up, keep your punches up. Shake hands, good luck.
Out of the red corner comes the Kazakhstan. Out of the blue, the Ukrainian. And very aggressive coming forwards. You can see that Lapin, clearly the taller with the longer reach of the two, and that has determined the tactic for Sepp. Richie, he's got to come forwards, keep it in close and tight, doesn't want to be boxed at range by the Ukrainian.
No, well the thing is, you see, I mean, there's no prizes for guessing what tactics have got to be applied in this contest. Obviously Lapin, long range jab, and it's the right uppercut for me is going to be the most important punch for him. Sepp, the way he's coming forward, he's got to move his head. He's trying to get to his man, get inside the long range, the longer range of his opponent, the long arms. But to do that, he's got to avoid punches as he's coming in, Nick. So he must move his head constantly, and he's got to try and avoid with the cross guard that right uppercut.
Well, before the start of this match, this was one of the bouts that the Arlans were counting on from Sepp.
Well, what Sepp's got to do here, Nick, is not only work the body like he's doing now, he's got to target the right hand over the top, and especially as Lapin is going to throw his jab, whip that shot over. But this is good tactics from me. Look, short range stuff from Sepp, keeping his opponent on the ropes. Good tactics.
And as you quite rightly say, Richie, all the combinations are there. Strong, powerful work from Sepp in the gold shorts downstairs. Great close-up shot there of how he mixes it up. 2 downstairs to try and open up the guard to put in a combination upstairs.
Oh, good stuff from Sepp again, working the body. But Lapin, he's struggling here, mainly with ring position. His position is awful. He's got to stay in the centre of the ring. He's on the ropes, back to the ropes. His feet will come square. His target's full on, and Sepp is taking full advantage of that.
And of course, it's with him trapped in the corner, it starts to look like a bag workout, doesn't it, for Sepp? Lapin has no choice but to stand there and try and turn his way out of it, if nothing else. Effective guard and defence work as well from Sepp in the gold shorts.
Well, a good opening round for this fella, very positive indeed. His corner will be very, very pleased with him indeed. He applied and sustained the pressure, keeping his man on the ropes, working the body, coming forward. This was great stuff, right hand to the head there, but it was all-out pressure, and it was the right tactic from Sepp, and no doubt he has won the round by every judge there, yeah.
Good start for Sepp. And this is an important part of the match for the Astana Arlans. Of course, Ukraine has their Olympic heavyweight champion coming up in the final bout of the evening, Alexander Usyk, undefeated this season, ranked #1 of the heavyweights for the 2013 WSB season. So, victory here will guarantee, no matter what, Kazakhstan the lead overnight going into tomorrow's final 5 bouts. Well, listening to the instruction from the ring, I want to see better footwork for me, Lapin. Richie, he's got to be a little bit quicker with those feet and avoid this situation.
Yeah, he's got big problems in there, and mainly, Nick, because he's got no real power behind his punches, so there's no respect from his opponent. Sepp is coming forward, knows that nothing can't hurt him, and so he's determined just to get to his man, and he's doing it very well. There's plenty of punches coming from Lapin, but there's no real power there. He cannot keep his man at bay because his opponent has no respect for him.
Real terrier approach this, isn't it, from Sepp? Shots to the back of the head, both boxers told by the English referee.
You see what Lapin has to do here, Nick? He has to stay in the centre of the ring, but he has to move around his opponent. He keeps moving back in straight lines and going back to the ropes. The referee's getting a bit, he's getting a bit impatient here now. There's a lot of foul play going on here. But you see, the way he's going back, he just keeps going back to the ropes. So he should be maintaining the gap and distance and moving around his opponent and staying in the centre of the ring.
Just checking the gum shield there. And Sepp walking on to the punches of Lapin.
Oh, I think there's a cut as well. Right eye of Lapin. I've seen some blood just trickle down.
Yes, you're right, Richie, well spotted. And now Lapin can see it and sense it, feel it. You can hear the local crowd as well. They can clearly see that the odds are now starting to stack against the Ukrainian in the second round.
Yeah, the height and reach goes out the window here for Lapin. Sepp is just totally on his opponent here, sustaining the pressure. There's that little cut above the right eye of Lapin, but Sepp, oh, lovely shot through the middle. Good stuff.
Twice as well, repeated for us. This pitbull approach from Hrove Sepp, this Croatian light heavyweight, really is now starting to take effect on Lapin of the Ukraine. He's got him in the corner once again, and it doesn't look like Lapin can get out.
No, just cannot keep his man at bay. Taking the shots downstairs, switch of attack from Sepp. Works the body very well, but then he goes upstairs with uppercuts and overhand rights. Great round for him.
Sepp surely goes too clear.
Constant pressure here, sustained attack from Sepp. Look at this for work. Body and head, shots going through the middle. Little shots coming but from Lapin, but they're having no effect whatsoever on his opponent. No real power there. Only one man in control in that situation. That was Sepp.
No real surprise that he's 2 up. Spectacular left and right uppercuts.
Beautiful shot
from Sepp there, and that's given him nothing but confidence. The wise words from Korchinski, the coach for the Astana Arlans. I'm sure he's saying, let's have more of the same, please. 1 point there, Richie. I thought Lapin may go down. He did well to hold on and come out for the third. But Sepp has controlled this from the first round and looks to pick it up where he left off in the last.
Yep, straight away, Lapin negatively on the outside there, but he's being pushed back straight away. And no real attack coming from Sepp, but here he comes again. So it's very negative boxing from Lapin. He's trying to keep his range, but he's being pushed back far too easily. He should hold his ground a little bit more, stronger jab, move around his opponent and hold the centre of the ring. But it's easier said than done here.
Oh, Sepp in the gold shorts, a former European Championship bronze medalist, and hasn't he come on since that 2011 tournament? There again, that uppercut so effective.
Yeah, literally puts his head on his opponent's chest and brings it through the middle. He's accurate with that punch. Very strong indeed on the front foot. And his main priority is to try and get Lapin back onto the ropes, because the feet then come square and he's a target. His target is then full onto his opponent, and that's what he does here. Sepp, very strong indeed.
There's another good body, head, upstairs, downstairs combination. Starting to hurt now, Lapin.
What's impressive also, Nick, about Sepp's work, he just allows himself the gap. He finds the space on the inside to land those shots, and that's not easy. A lot of boxers get too close to the opponent, but here he finds that room to work. Very impressive indeed.
I like the way he covers up and defends as well. Uppercut, hook. Every combination in the book seems to be thrown at Lapin here. The Ukrainian is doing well to stem this onslaught and still be on his feet, to be fair.
Oh, it's just total one-way traffic now. Great right hand to the body. There's that right uppercut again.
Well, Sergei Lapin can take a punch, that's a fact. But he's taking possibly one too many here. 20 seconds left on the clock in the third round. And this has been dominated, as was the first and second, by Sepp. For the Arlans again, the uppercut so effective. So easily through the guard as well, a little too easy. Third round comfortably goes to the Croatian boxer for the Astana Arlans, Sepp.
Yeah, totally in control there, Sepp. Probably by far his best round there. The rest of that last minute or so was absolutely tremendous stuff. Coming forward, look how he switches the attack then. Come on, comes through the middle. Here he is, coming up. And there it was there. What a punch that was, and again. But it's the left hook's also doing the damage downstairs. Just keeps coming, doesn't he? Very accurate with that shot through the middle. And Lapin, I don't know what the tactic is for him. Whether he just can't move, he can't create the space, but he's just a sitting duck.
3 from 3 for Sepp. Into the fourth round.
Out. Round 4, 4. round.
Trying with the straight punch combinations, the 1-2. Need to see maybe a double jab more from Lapin. Certainly hasn't capitalised on having the height advantage or the longer reach. And that's just allowed Sepp in close.
Yeah, he's failed in several areas here, Lapin. He's allowing his man to get to him, to close the gap down. But look how he's holding his feet, Nick. He's got to move. He's just a sitting target. Okay, if he hasn't got power, if he can't keep his opponent off, then he's got to move and try and make it more difficult for Sepp. But by just standing there, oh, he's just walking onto everything.
He needs a bit of that Lomachenko footwork.
I mean, he's done well to actually survive it, in my opinion. It's been one-way traffic. He's still there, but again, Sepp. Oh, good stuff. Look how square his feet are, Nick. Look how square Lapin's feet are on the ropes again. Terrible position to be in there against a shorter man who's coming forward, throwing shots at you.
1 minute 10 on the clock in this fourth round. Again, he starts to get through the guard.
I would really consider in that Ukraine corner and throwing the towel in. I mean, their boxer is just is a human punch bag here. He's getting caught left, right and centre. Oh, another big shot, and I wouldn't allow him to take much more of this, to be quite honest.
As you quite rightly say, Richie, you'd think that he'd try and work a little bit more with his feet, create better angles, keep away rather than just stand there and slug it out punch for punch, because in that tactical play or that scenario, you can clearly see that Sepp is the man with the more powerful punch and the stronger repertoire.
Well, Lapin has just made life very, very easy for Sepp. Look at this again, but it's just a standing, static target there for Sepp to hit, and he's doing it.
So often we talk about the footwork being the key ingredient to success in boxing, and we've seen so little footwork from Lapin.
Especially when you've got the height and reach that this fella's got, Nick. I can't believe how he's just standing there in front of Sepp. Unbelievable.
Well, incredibly brave, no question of that. He can take the biggest and the hardest punch that Sepp has to give him. And of course, Lapin loses another round with 1 to go. Surely the fourth, as the first to third, has gone to the Arlen boxer.
Terrific stuff again, left hook to the body, then that left uppercut through the middle. Lapin, feet square, target full onto his opponent, cannot keep his man at bay. Life very good for Sepp in this contest, having it all his own way. Just one-way traffic, and again, every judge will have gone for him, no doubt. Having said that, Nick, if they pull him out, that means there'd be more points for... That's probably why they're keeping him in there. But to see your boxer take shots like that, it's not good, is it?
Round 5, basic round.
And it looks like we're going to see much of the same, or certainly no change in tactic from Sergei Lapin, the Ukrainian, 24 years of age, in the blue shorts. Hasn't won this season. 5 defeats in his WSB career to date, and it looks like it's going to be 6 here. He really has taken a lot of punches. Still on his feet, he's still there, and every now and again we see glimpses of his ability to be able to box. Every now and again he gets through with a combination. But with a boxer with such a height and reach advantage, we'd just love to see more movement. Once again, the uppercut, as his head goes down, it's a sitting target.
Yeah, and the referee's not happy with his head there. I think the referee was saying no more of that. I think he was leaning too close with the head, maybe trying to get a clash of heads and a cut on his opponent. But again, Sepp coming forward. How Lapin is taking this punishment. It's incredible, really. He must be a very, very tough guy indeed. But he hasn't been able to keep his man at bay. He hasn't got the power to keep his man at bay. That's been his main problem here.
.125 in the 5th and final round. All 4 rounds prior to this have gone to the boxer in the gold shorts, Krove Sepp. from Kazakhstan.
There's an old saying, Nick, in boxing, you never box to your opponent's strength. And this is a clear example of Lapin boxing to his opponent's strength. He stayed, held his feet and made life very easy for Sepp. And look at him now again, totally in control, because the target is so easy to hit.
There again, left hook, right on target. And again, a hard-hitting combination. 20 seconds left on the clock. Lapin shows that he's still prepared to slug it out, but has nothing like the speed, nothing like the power of the Croatian boxing for the Astana Arlans in gold. There goes the bell. All of the experience, a 3-year campaigner on the WSB, and a unanimous victory for Prove Sepp of the Astana Arlans.
Well, he's very happy, and I can't really remember in WSB such a one-sided bout, to be quite honest. They've normally been very competitive indeed, and close, a lot of them. But here, this was just one-way traffic from round one. And Sepp found the target time and again with that right uppercut on the inside there. Total one-way traffic, and the pressure was fantastic from the Kazakh boxer.
Judge 1, 50-45. Judge 2, 50-45. Judge 3, 50-45. The winner is red corner,
Powerful display of professional boxing from Prove Sepp for the Astana Arlans, who now draw clear of their opponents in this, the first night of two at the finals for the World Series of Boxing 2013. He's enjoyed every minute of that. I'm not so sure. I thought he was going to get as easier win as that one, but here we bring you up to date. So the scores are now 3-1. Well, the Otamans have their Olympic gold medalist next up in the last bout of the evening. And we await the final bout of the evening, with the heavyweights bringing the first of two nights to a close. Alexander Usyk for the Ukraine, the Olympic champion from London last summer, of course, in 2012 in the heavyweight division, up against Mihail Nistor, a Romanian boxer. He's been pretty impressive this season, I have to say, boxing for the Astana Arlans. He made the last 16 at the 2011 Worlds, where Usyk took the gold. But an impressive TKO in the quarterfinals, Richie, for Mihail Nistor, former European Championship bronze medalist. Gives Mihail everything to shoot for, nothing to lose, but a lot of confidence coming into this heavyweight fight.
Yeah, he will be confident, but he knows he's up against the Olympic champion. It doesn't get much harder than that. However, he will have this crowd behind him. Should be an interesting contest.
A few words about your fight and your impressions about your fight.
For me, fighting in Kazakhstan is a thing of honor. I'm honored to be here next to all very nice people. And this is all for all of them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good words there from Sepp. Very proud to be a part of the Astana Arlans. No matter what the outcome of this final bout, at the halfway point of these finals will still be in the lead. But to be fair, Richie, we expect the Ukrainians to pull one back with Mihan Astor going up against Alexander Usyk. Now, we watched Usyk quite closely, you and I, when the Ukrainians came over to the York Hall, and he boxed very cleverly against Joyce. Joyce is a big puncher. You coach him up in Sheffield, and it was his skills. He's a wily character, and really does have a wide array of skills. He can take on all shapes, all sizes, and all sorts.
Yeah, and that's probably why he's an Olympic champion. He susses his opponents out, and he'll adjust his style to suit and to win the contest. And he did that against Joyce, because we sent Joe Joyce out there to up the tempo and really take it to Usyk. And like an Olympic champion, he responded, he upped his work rate, and then was just beating probably Joe Joyce to the punch a little bit at the end there. But it was a great performance. We were really pleased with Joe Joyce. But yeah, Usyk is quality. He does find a way, like all champions do, Nick, at the end of the day.
And of course, Usyk, he's only 26 years of age, even though he's a professional fighter in the WSB. At 26, there's no reason, Richie, that he couldn't defend that Olympic title in Rio in 2016.
Yeah, of course, that he could well do that. But he is a superstar, this fella, and he's getting such a reputation and a lot of admirers the world over. So it will be interesting to see. APB may be an option for him, and then he could retain that Olympic eligibility. So we'll see. But yeah, he is quality, and I would like to see him stick around. And I can't remember a double Olympic champion from the Ukraine, apart from obviously Lemachenko. There certainly hasn't been one in the heavyweight division. And he might think of doing that and being the first Ukrainian to win 2 Olympic gold medals at heavyweight. That'd be something.
It would be really something. Tonight, though, Richie, he's got to do the business. They are 3-1 down. It needs to be at least 3-2 to give the Ukrainians a chance tomorrow night, where we box in the same weight divisions, but again with 10 different boxers, 5 per team.
Yeah, I mean, the Ukrainians will be looking at this contest as their banker, to be quite honest. But you never know in heavyweight boxing. It only takes one punch, as they say. And in the heavyweight division, that one punch can appear more than in any other division. So this fella has got a chance, Nistor. It's a long shot. He's up against a very, very good opponent indeed. But again, Nistor will have the crowd behind him, and he's got to try and find that big punch. The problem he's got is Usyk is a very elusive southpaw. He can mix it on the inside, similar to Lemachenko also with his movement. So yeah, it's a tough job indeed.
Please welcome red corner, Michal Nistor.
Well, here is the 22-year-old Romanian boxing for the Arlans. 2-1 this season, 1 win on points, 1 technical knockout. Some 4 years the junior to Usyk. It's the confidence that struck me when we watched him at the York Hall of Alexander Usyk, because as you quite rightly so, Joe Joyce gave him some good punches, some good power punches. Usyk took that punch, changed his tactic, and then came back to win that bout.
Yeah, he's very skillful indeed, isn't he? And he not only is a very good attacking boxer, but he's very elusive as well at times, and he's very difficult to pin down. And a bit like Lemachenko, it's actually difficult to land a shot on him. But and Usyk can punch as well, in terms of he's got power. So yeah, this is a hard night for Nistor ahead of him. But you know, at the end of the day, every boxer wants to be in and wants to be tested against the best in the world. So he's up against it. And at 22. Let's see how well he does. But look at Usyk over there. He's very, very confident indeed in his corner. Been through it so many times, hasn't he? Very experienced man indeed.
Tall, fit, good long reach, very quick with the feet, as you say. Very athletic boxer.
Yeah, and he's very accurate with his work also, and he can box at range, but he can mix it on the inside with combinations, and that's what makes him a difficult opponent to face. He's a bit of both, again, a bit like Lemachenko, a good all-round boxer.
hate to use an overused sporting term, but isn't he in the zone? Absolutely focused on doing the business here, Usyk. He knows the Otamans must take this last fight of the evening.
Yeah, he looks focused, his eyes are fixed, he's ready for it.
So let's take a look at the Olympic heavyweight champion from the London Olympic Games of 2012 in the blue shorts for the Ukraine, Alexander Usyk, 26-year-old southpaw, up against Mihar Nistor, a Romanian boxer out of the Astana Arlans for this 2013 season on the World Series of Boxing. Very much the underdog for this contest, and the pressure on Usyk here to perform. And one senses that Usyk really wanting to appease the crowd. He has a good following. The Ukrainians bring a good crowd with them wherever they box around the world. And he'll want to appease those fans, put on a good show, just like his great friend and colleague, also an Olympic champion, Lomachenko, who looked so impressive in the lightweight bout earlier today. Just a little adjustment of the shorts and a drop of the hands allows Nistor the chance to actually hit the target.
Yeah, he's had a bit of success here, Nistor. Usyk is just, it's a scouting mission at the moment for Usyk. He's just out taking a look at his opponent. And what you find with Usyk, especially in the first round, he doesn't take many risks. So he's on the back foot at the moment, and he's just trying to suss his opponent out. As you see him just adjust his feet there as he's going back. He's not coming forward a lot because he knows when he comes forward, then he's taking a risk if he's going into more mid-range. So he's just having a look here, but Nistor's got through with a couple of shots.
Making his debut to the WSB, Usyk this season, 5 wins, undefeated. First good strike with the left hand there from Usyk.
Yeah, and that's, I think that's a sign of things to come there. He made his opponent miss and then went back at him. And that's what he does very well as the contest continues. But again, he's just playing it safe here. It's very easy to read for Usyk on the outside. And Nistor, fair play to him. He's taking it to Usyk.
You're absolutely right, Richie. This is a good round for Mihail Nistor. Once again, an adjustment of the shorts, drops the hands, and Nistor spots it immediately. Good body shot there from Usyk. Starts to winding up a little bit with 5 seconds left on the clock for the first round.
That will be a close round to score, to be quite honest, Nick. I think that the crowd played its part there every time Nistor landed the shot. That was a nice shot there from Usyk. Made the mistake, didn't he, of just adjusting his shorts, and Nistor then just caught him with a shot. So that was a kick up the backside, if you like, for Usyk. He made a mistake there, but it's a close round. It'll be interesting to see where they go. Oh, they've all gone for Usyk. I thought one of the judges may have gone for Nistor there.
That was first round goes to Usyk, but I think we were a little surprised that Usyk allowed Nistor to get as many shots off as he did, to be honest, and needs to concentrate a little bit more now. And firm words from the blue corner and the coaching staff for the Ukrainian Otamans.
Round 2, ikinci round.
Catching a lot of the punches, Usyk, of Nistor. This is what he does very well. blocks the punch, and then the counter very fast.
Very mobile for a heavyweight, Usyk. Nista's gumshoe just come out there, didn't it? And fair play to Usyk, very sportingly, allows him to literally turn to the referee and get that washed, but he didn't have to do that, Usyk. He could have just waded in there, but he didn't. Good sportsmanship from him.
Little slip on the canvas there, Usyk. Still hasn't found his rhythm, still hasn't settled. Big night nerves, pressure that they need this one.
I think he's just struggling a little bit with coming to terms with this fella coming forward. And I think if Nista could maybe double up his attacks, he may even cause more problems. He's coming forward, he's a bit unorthodox, isn't he, the way he comes forward. He's awkward, he's applying pressure. And Usyk is just struggling slightly to contain him. But if Nista slows down, then believe me, he will then start walking onto some big punches here.
He peppers out that right jab, doesn't he? Just tap, tap. Trying to bring his opponent on with the left hand ready to go.
Oh, that was a good shot there on the inside from Usyk. Nista followed it up well, he took it well and actually continued with his attack, but lovely shot. I think it was a left uppercut on the inside from Usyk. But I'm impressed with Nista at this stage. He's keeping the intensity's good, the pressure, he's keeping it up, which is good.
Effective again, Usyk with the left over the top. 25 seconds on the clock in the second round. This is what Usyk does so well. He's making Michal Nista miss a lot of punches. Starting to wear him down.
Oh, some good boxing there at the end of the round from Usyk. Finding his range, mid to long, making his opponent miss. That was better, but it wasn't a bad round up to that stage from Nista. He applied a lot of pressure, kept his opponent in the corners on the ropes. And Usyk, he knows he made a mistake there. Back on the ropes, look. He's just inviting the pressure on, and Nista's doing really well here. Keeps coming forward, whether he did enough to win the round, not so sure. Let's have a look now, they've gone for Usyk. So I can't really disagree with that, but Nista wasn't too far away in that round.
Надежный боксер казахстанского клуба. Поддержим нашего спортсмена, друзья! Seconds out. Round 3. Shoot round.
First two rounds have gone to the Ukrainian in the blue shorts. Michal Nista needs to change his tactic, Richie, or stick with what he's doing?
I think he should stick with what he's doing, but I think he should do more of it. I think he has to double up the attack, apply more pressure. If he slows the feet down and slows the work rate down, he's just going to get picked off left, right and centre. So he's got to try and keep it going, but you know, now Usyk's starting to get into his rhythm a little bit more and he's starting to find the target.
Clash of heads there as Nista on cue, Richie starts to put in a few more punches. But we see another wonderful example of the agility for such a big man of Alexander Usyk. Once again turns his way out of the ring, weaves his way out of most of the attack, and then, as you see here now, combinations upstairs, downstairs, very, very fluid, slick boxer.
Yeah, and if you allow Usyk to box from the centre of the ring, he really is in a comfort zone. You've got to get him on those ropes and cause more problems for him. He's not really used to that type of work. prefers to box on from centre, and that's why Nista now and again has a bit of success in those areas. But from centre ring, then Usyk really is in control. Look how he maintains the gap between himself and his opponent. Very, very clever indeed.
Again, Usyk is happy to let himself get on the ropes and then get himself off. There's a good body shot there though from the boxer in gold.
Well, when he first came into the ring, Nista, I looked at his conditioning, and he's probably a little bit overweight, if anything. You can see he's a bit fleshy around the midriff, is Nista, but he's actually, his work rate, his engine, he's not bad. He keeps going. He's determined. The quality isn't quite there, but that wasn't a bad shot from Nista. He's just got to keep it going.
And the Olympic champion here is taking possibly more shots here from Nista. Oh, and there's a shot. And what Usyk doesn't realise is he's cut his eye.
Yeah. A little cut now on the right eye of Usyk. There's a gumshoe that's come out. But Usyk will not like that. This fella, he's in this contest now. Ruffled his feathers a little bit here.
Well, Usyk, the cheers from the Ukrainian supporters. But Nista knows his game. And he's really taking it to the Olympic champion here. He's starting to have a little success. Has he got enough in the reserve tank? Has he got the ability to keep this momentum going? Sense of urgency now from Usyk's boxing as he knows he's cut.
Yeah, oh, good left hand from Usyk there. The quality isn't quite there from Nista, but the application and the drive most certainly is.
Crowd appreciating this third round. Great work from both boxers.
Yeah, good round. Nista landed with some good shots here. Usyk having problems keeping away from his opponent, trying to maintain that gap, but Nista was on him all the time. Great little left uppercut on the inside there, applying lots of pressure, keeping Usyk on the ropes. Good round for Nista.
And Nista takes the round. And we have a fight on our hands here in the heavyweight last competition, or the last bout of the evening. 2-1 now to Usyk. But Nista's confidence, and he'll know that he's won that round, Richie, and that really will give him possibly that little bit of energy surge that he needs going into this fourth.
Yeah, most definitely in the corner there will be really motivating their boxer, saying you've won that round, come on, you can do it.
Well, this would be the upset of the season if Nista can pull this one off. 2011 world champion, the 2012 Olympic champion in the heavyweight division, 91 kilos plus, is in trouble here with Mihail Nista, just 22 years of age. This Romanian heavyweight who boxes for the Astana Arlans has had a fantastic third round. Now can he do the same in the fourth?
Nista very, very determined indeed, but that determination might bring him onto punches. He's getting a little bit wild and reckless here and there, and Usyk will definitely expose those faults if he's coming forward, throwing wild shots and leaving himself open. Usyk, an Olympic champion, remember, very, very skillful. He will find the target.
On the ropes again now. Usyk trying to connect with the uppercut. Clearly, Nista trying to target that right eye of the Olympic champion.
Oh, good movement with the head there from Nista, keeping his opponent back on the ropes. Good tactics. Usyk, I'm expecting a little bit more from him now, Nick. Olympic champion, he should be able to go through the gears, start boxing his fight, rather than allowing his man always coming forward.
He needs this round to secure it, Usyk. And you can see that Nista knows that he has a chance of levelling it up. Potentially 2-2 with one round to go. And for now, Usyk happy to try and cover up and defend.
Yeah, he's trying to block shots here now, is Usyk. But I think Nistor, again, he's working harder. The crowd are with him, keeps coming forward. The judges will, again, I think, go with him in this round if he keeps this pressure up.
Just over 40 seconds. Oh, a nice right hand over the top that connects once again. Blooded nose for Nistor in the gold shorts. Trading blow for blow here in the dying seconds of the fourth round. Needs a good strong finish in the last 10 here.
Oh, another left. Usyk is complaining it's around the side of the head, but nevertheless Nistor keeps coming. Close round. Usyk has come back into it.
Well, this could be the upset of the night so far. None of us expected Alexander Usyk to be put under this kind of pressure.
Yeah, tremendous stuff here from Nistor, coming forward on the back foot here. Usyk, peekaboo style with the guard now. We're actually seeing the better work from Usyk in this round, but Nistor did have his moments, no question. Kept coming forward, applied lots of pressure, a close round.
Oh, and Usyk has got it. Very close indeed. 3-1.
I'll tell you what, Nick, probably the last minute, or say the last 40 seconds of that round won it for Usyk, because up to that point, Nistor was in front, and he knew that, I think, Usyk, and he really put in the last 30 or 40 seconds and probably clinched it.
So where does that leave Michal Nistor? Well, he'll be looking for a knockdown.
Round 5.
He's looking for a knockout, not just a technical knockout. And let's see if Usyk can show some of those skills in this fifth round that he showed at the end of the fourth to put himself in an unassailable lead, unless he gets knocked out, of course.
Just controlling things again, Usyk with the jab. You got to remember, not only he's an Olympic champion, but he is a tremendous athlete, and he's proven over 5 rounds, you know, he's unbeaten in this tournament, so he can go the distance. Oh, a little bit wild there from Nistor, trying so hard to land that left hand, comes off his feet. It's now, if this man, if he can up his game again, very difficult indeed.
Again, you can see him trying to throw the big punch. Strong body shot from Nistor. And again, these are the skills that we expect from Usyk. Double jab, very effective.
Yeah, lovely boxing skills. That first minute of this last round has been totally one way for Usyk, and he's sort of gone up a gear, hasn't he, in terms of his work rate and his accuracy. He's got his boxing back together. He knows he needed it, and he's starting to take over now a little bit.
He's still looking a little tired. And there again, great shot from Alexander Usyk. The Olympic champion showing his quality now. Quite connecting with the uppercut with the left hand, but the right jab effective. Second time of asking, it connects.
Gum shields come out again. Usyk knew coming into this last round that it was too close for comfort, and he knows he had to go up another gear, and he certainly has. He's gone to another level, Usyk. His work rate, his timing, his boxing skills have been exceptional in this last round, and that's why he is an Olympic champion. Great last round for Usyk up to this stage anyway.
Minute left on the clock. You're absolutely right, Richie. Wants to make amends for losing one of the rounds. And again, credit where it's due for Michal Nistor. This Romanian gets a nice right hand connect there. And he's not going to give this one up. An explosive finale to the night's boxing here at the Astana Velodrome.
Oh, again, Usyk there. You know, he's in the danger zone, but then he just moves out with a layback and brings his opponent onto shots. Lovely boxing skills from Usyk in this last round. Great stuff.
Great finish from Usyk. Well, a good, solid and strong, brave performance from Michał Nista. Had us worried for a few minutes, but Alexander Usyk of the Ukraine shows his quality, shows his skill to wrap this one up and go 3-2 for the competition tonight.
You know, a true champion, Nick, always finds a way, and in that last round, he found the way there, Usyk. He upped his game, went to another level of boxing, and Nista, all credit to him, he just couldn't cope with the movement, the skill, and the intensity and the work rate from Usyk was superb. So a great last round for him, and yeah, he's definitely won this one.
I think he's done himself proud there, Nista. He'll be happy with his performance. Go back and watch this fight carefully on the video.
Judge 1, 46-49. Judge 2, 46-49. Judge 3, 46-49. The winner is blue collar, Alexander Usyk.
Well, a much-needed victory for the Ukrainian Otamans. Kazakhstan and the Astana Arlans have the advantage after the first night of 2 here in the Astana Velodrome. But they're only just one ahead. It's 3-2 to Kazakhstan against Ukraine. And of course, both teams will be back tomorrow evening here. Same weight divisions, and it will be as close and as tight, and we'll need to see the strength and depth of both of these squads, because the Ukrainians have played 2 of their trump cards to stay in the chase. They're 2 Olympic champions, but fair enough, Derevchenko of the Astana Arlans is also one of the trump cards for the Kazakhstan team. He'll be very close tomorrow night, definitely one worth watching, Richie, I'd say.
Yeah, I think at this stage you'd have to say that Astana Arlans are probably the favourites now, winning here tonight 3-2. It's going to be difficult now for the Ukraine Otamans to actually claw it back, but you never know. They'll give it a real good go tomorrow night. I'm really looking forward to it. It's been a fantastic night of boxing, Nick.
Part 1 of this 2-parter here in Kazakhstan has gone to the host nation. The Astana Arlans of Kazakhstan are 3-2 ahead of the Ukraine, with another 5 bouts of WSB boxing to be contested here tomorrow to decide the World Series of Boxing Championships for 2013. From Nick Fellows and Richie Woodall, it's goodbye for now until tomorrow, and thank you for your company.
Украинские атаманы и команда Astana Arlans.
Саша, прими наши поздравления. Скажи, пожалуйста.